Sports Radio 100.9 The Mint. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello. I think the Tigers are hot, ladies and gents. Who's there? The Tigers are hot, man. They say don't let the Tigers get hot too late, man. They've won 6 of their last 7 games. And again, I'm not going to deem them quite back yet. But look at the standings, guys. 4.5 games out of a wild card spot. This is going to be a very fun June. July is going to be equally as entertaining. They're right in this thing. They got to keep winning. They got to stay hot, but they are right in this thing. I didn't think that hole that they climbed in during May was going to be something they could jump out of, but here we are. They've got at least the opportunity to do that. Welcome into the show, everybody. Ben Bosscher, Kyle Sandel with you as always. We're going to get to our Big Win Wednesday giveaway at 10:15 because today got our friends from Curveball Collectibles in. Going to be giving away a whole bunch of different stuff regarding some collectible cards. I am excited about that. Mike Wilson, owner of Curveball, is going to be joining us to help promote some of the giveaway stuff. That is at 10:15. Big Win Wednesday, as always, is thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet. Let's just jump right into it, though, Kyle. Yesterday, offense stays hot for the Tigers. In May, this team scored 81 runs. We are 10 days into June. They've played just 7 games, and they have scored 47 runs, which is the third most in baseball since the calendar has flipped over to June. They are 1 home run short of their total from the month of May. 18 in May. They've hit 17 so far this month. This comes after a 4 home run day by the Tigers, 1 from Riley Green, 1 from Kerry Carpenter, and 2 from Dillon Dingler. If there's a story from yesterday's game, it's Dingler goes 4 for 5. At one point, he was 4 for 4 with 11 bases. They flashed a graphic that was like, oh, here's players that have had more than 11 bases in a game. And it was like Ty Cobb and Green. Like, it was like just legends for the Tigers. 2 home runs, a double, a single, ends up striking out in his last at-bat. Doesn't matter. You look at the F-WAR, the Fangraphs WAR, Dillon Dingler just took Kevin McGonigal's spot for the top WAR on the team. That is how good of a season he has had. I don't think it's like sliding under the radar how good of a season he's had. But you think about the Tigers, who's the most talked about guys? It's Riley Green, it's Tarek Skubal, it's Kevin McGonigal for not so great reasons. It's Spencer Torkelson, polarizing reasons, Kerry Carpenter. And Dillon Dingler has kind of just consistently stayed under the radar just in terms of a talking standpoint. And now with that best F4 on the team, you got an argument that he's been the best player on the team considering one of the best defensive catchers that we have in baseball, for sure the best defensive catcher we have in the American League since he's the reigning Golden Glove guy. And now it feels like if he keeps this up, 16 home runs now on the season after 2 last night, which is more than he's had in his first 2 seasons combined. Now all of a sudden, okay, maybe this guy's up for a Silver Slugger by the end of the year. This guy is for sure going to be in all-star contention. I know there's some other good candidates across the American League, not named Cal Raleigh, that are going to be competing for that catching spot in the all-star game. But, like, look, I just think Tigers fans need to take a timeout and be like, wait a minute, is Dillon Dingler actually one of our 2 to 3 best hitters on the team? The answer is undoubtedly yes. I would take it as far as he might be one of the most underappreciated athletes, underrated stars that we have in Detroit sports. And I say the word star carefully because he's not an all-star yet. It's not like he's got this fame to him. He doesn't have the aura. But with that being said, he's just been so consistently good. It does a little bit remind me of the Jack Campbell season where going into the year, I think The ball knowers knew Jack Campbell, consistent, great, not going to be flashy, not a star, but just does his job day in, day out, and is one of the more reliable players that we have across the NFL. And then look at that. By the end of the year, it pays off with first-team All-Pro. I don't know if Dillon Dingler's quite going to finish his season like that as the best catcher in baseball. But, man, if he doesn't, it might not be all that far-fetched for him to be in the conversation by the end of it. Because you look at his stats, whether it's home runs, OPS, average, he ranks in the top 3 of catchers across baseball, pretty much across the board in everything. Career high in OPS, career high in slugging. He's one walk away from matching his season total from a year ago where he wasn't walking at all. He has been one of the most consistent and surprising players that we've had for the Tigers so far this year. Pretty shocking to me that he has overtaken McGonigal for the top WAR guy on the team. 3.0 F4, 8th highest in all of baseball after last night.
Yeah, and you can even stretch this out for more than just catchers because, like you said, I mean, if you try to involve the defensive numbers at all for Dillon Dingler, there's no point because he just dominates, right? He is the best defensive catcher in the American League. There's no doubt about it. And now he's added the bat as well. And if you're just talking from an offensive output, in the American League right now, he's top 10 in homers. Just overall, he's top 10 in homers. He's tied for second in RBI, one short of the lead in the American League. On a Tigers team that's bottom 10 in the entire league in scoring, in runs scored.
Not since June.
Well, yeah, but just overall, the fact that he's at 48 RBI right now on a team that just has not scored that many runs this season is quite impressive, doing it from the catcher spot. And then you add in the fact that he is easily the most valuable defender on the team as well. That's why he now leads them in F4 because he has it on both sides there. He is having an incredibly underrated season. And it's nights like last night that really help you realize that, and it kind of amplifies it a little bit more. Obviously, you're going to realize it when he has 11 total bases, but he's been the consistent rock for this Tigers, in the middle of the lineup, essentially, all season long.
Yeah, most home runs, tied for the most home runs with Yordan Alvarez, if you've heard of him, since May 21st, with 7 of them. Yeah, Riley's been very consistent this year. The power has not necessarily been there the way that you'd want, although hits a home run last night, basically the same spot Dingler hit his first one. So Riley's had, been consistent. Power hasn't necessarily been there. Also, some of the advance. I think everyone kind of just knows about Riley Green's left field performance at this point in his career. He's fine out there. He's not great. He's fine. And with McGonigal, yeah, there was a little bit of a dip in May where he had a little bit of a cold stretch. Dingler, it's just been really since the jump. Do you remember 2 weeks into the season, we had a conversation hey, is Dillon Dingler going to lead this team in home runs? And we all kind of no, he used the first one to 5, but Riley still exists, even though he doesn't have one. And then he went
on a stretch of not hitting one for a while, and it was okay, yeah, this is what we expected.
I think he should be the favorite right now to lead the team in home runs by the end of the season. 16 of them already?
He's probably got to be at this point.
He is 16 right now. He had 14 last year, 15 in his rookie, or 1 in his rookie season, in which he didn't play a full season anyway. Are you going to be totally shocked by the end of the season if he's the lone 30 home run guy on the team? Because I'm not at all. And obviously, if they have one 30 home run guy, that's probably, it's not good enough. We've said the stats over and over again. You got to be top 5, 6 in home runs to get to a World Series. They swing series. But I don't think it'd be all that shocking if Dillon Dingler was, in fact, the only guy to hit 30 home runs by the end of the season. Maybe Riley gets really hot at some point and
he's
starts
not
to catch
pacing
up.
it at all, though. That's the thing.
I know. Dingler is.
He's gearing up to halfway point of the season at this point as far as games played-wise for Riley Green and all of those guys. And 7 homers for Riley Green. He's having a great year, and I don't want to diminish the year that he's having by any means, but him getting to 30 home runs right now feels like a stretch, whereas Dingler is truly the only guy that is pacing towards it. Kerry Carpenter, if he didn't get injured, would have a chance. That's the thing, though. Kerry Carpenter just gets injured. So, yeah, it's tough for him to get to that point. So, yeah, I'm not going to be shocked at all. I would say it's if you had odds on it, it's minus odds that Dillon Dingler's the only 30-homer guy on this team right now.
Riley would have to have one of those stretches where it's he's hit 10 home runs in the last 25 games.
Which he's
something ridiculous.
Of doing. He's capable of getting on a hot streak, but I don't know if this version of Riley Green can do it with that power. But I think I prefer this version anyways. So
and I think I'm content with that, too.
Yeah,
if he just ends up hitting 24, 25 home runs this year and is a 300 hitter, I think I'll take that every
100%.
day of the week. especially considering everything. And now if he can merge those two players from last year and this year, now we're talking about one of the best players in the American League. By the way, Riley Green in June is just one of the best players in the American League. You want his career numbers in June 1st, or do you want his 2026 numbers in June 1st?
Let's hear the 2026 numbers, since it's only been about 10 days.
2026 June numbers: 346, 3 home runs, 6 RBI, 5 runs in 7 games with an 1168 OPS. And I know I've brought this stat up before. I will continue to say it as long as it still exists. Riley Green career stats in June. Let's get an update on that. 319 average, 14 home runs, 50 ribbies, 41 runs in 70 games with a 961 OPS. Calendar flips over to June and Riley Green starts raking in every way. I don't really understand it, nor can I explain it. I hope the broadcast crew asks him about this at some point as to why he gets so scorching hot every month.
Maybe it's just, Florida kid. It takes him a while to get through once it gets warm in Detroit. I don't know.
Maybe.
That doesn't really make a lot of sense, though. I mean, that's usually...
He's been playing in this farm system, though, for what? Now it's been 6 years?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's a thing anymore. So he's been phenomenal in June. And then Carpenter, since he's come back, oh, look at that. Kerry Carpenter since returning. 3 home runs, 293 average, 1016 OPS. Who would have thought replacing Zach Short or Wenzel Perez or whoever it is in the outfield with Kerry Carpenter or the DH spot would have made a big difference? I get it. Carpenter's probably never going to be an all-star because he's not going to qualify because his manager doesn't let him hit against all pitchers.
Still got pinch hit last night, yeah.
He makes a big difference in the lineup, especially considering who he was replacing. Same thing with Glaber. It's not like of the 4 home runs, Glaber wasn't one of them yesterday, but he still had a nice game. Having those 2 guys back in the lineup has completely changed this team, as we expected. Now it's just a matter of, can they stay hot enough, long enough to get them over the hump? 6 of their last 7 games resulted in a win, Kyle.
Also worth noting, what a bizarre game last night. Just overall, the game in general. You have basically a 2-hour delay. The clouds that they were showing on the broadcast was some of the best camera work I've seen during a baseball game. Mm-hmm. And it was just because of how good the clouds looked, not how great the cameras were. It was unbelievable, some of the pictures that the Tigers posted after the game of the red, pinkish type of eerie look that it had. 8 home runs hit in this game. What was up with the long ball? So many homers going on. It was just...
Was there 4 lead changes?
Yeah, all of the homers were solos for the longest time up until I believe it was Riley Green's homer. I can't even remember which one, honestly. Yeah, it was just one of the weirdest games that the Tigers have played in a while. And finally, once Dingler hit that second one and they busted it open, you felt pretty good about, okay, finally I can get out of this weird game.
You stay up for the whole thing?
I fell asleep in the 8th inning. But
at that point it was over.
That's
10
exactly.
runs, man.
I was like, you know what? The hockey game is over. This is it. I'm just gonna go to bed.
47 runs they have scored in the month of June, which is somehow the 3rd most in all of baseball after 81 total runs in all of May. They have scored 47, which is the 3rd most, and they've also played less games than the teams ahead of them. Tigers are hot, ladies and gents.
Pretty good start.
Tigers are hot. And as of that goal that we set for them a couple weeks ago for us to really start to believe in them again and start to believe that there's a playoff possibility, it was win 6 of your next 9 games, beat Cleveland in a series. That's the next one. They have to win 3 of their next 5 games in order to do that. That seems very plausible, Kyle. All they have to do is win 3 of their next 5 games, win 1 of these next 2 games against Minnesota, and take 2 of 3 against Cleveland. I'm all the way back in. I'm all the way back in if they're able to do that. Are you talking yourself back into this Detroit Tigers team? 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mid, 9 o'clock hour. As always, is brought to you by Iron Stack Technology. We talk about the game plan all the time on this show, the execution of it, and that's exactly how Iron Stack approaches IT. They help businesses stay secure, efficient, and ready for what's next, so you can focus on your mission instead of your technology. Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven mission focus. You can check them out online at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Are you talking yourself back into this Tigers team, Kyle? Because it's like, look, they still have a long ways to go. They're still, 11 games under 500 right now? Yeah, 28 and 39. Long ways to go with this season, but like the way that they've played the first 10 days of June and these 7 games, how can you not be a little bit excited about this? Like, if you're a fan of this team, I get it. You have to be cautious. You have to understand what's on the line this upcoming trade deadline and how big. It's the biggest trade deadline this franchise has seen in a decade. You have to make a franchise-altering decision. You have to make a league-shattering decision. Like something, this will affect the rest of the league for a long time. So with that being said, put that on the side for a second. This team is winning baseball games, and they're doing it in a very efficient way.
I think that there's a difference between, am I talking myself in to the Tigers, or am I just emotionally watching these games and feeling a certain type of way? Because I'm not talking myself into anything, right? I'm still trying to, like, what I'm putting out there is the same stuff that we said at the end of May, right? It's going to take some version of what you did in May in reverse. It's going to take some version of winning 8 series in a row. Is it actually going to be 8 in a row? No. If you win 6 straight, then I'm probably going to feel the same exact way. You don't have to go 22-6 in June like you went 6-22 in May. But it has to be some sort of version of that. And it has to be realistic by the time you get to the end of June, too. You know, if we get to the end of June, all of a sudden the Tigers are 3 games back of the division, and they're essentially in a wild card spot, or they're close enough to it, because Cleveland is starting to lose some games, too. I don't know if you saw that. Then I'm really going to be like, okay, yeah, they are back. But I am going to need to see the full month sample before I really say anything. Now, with that being said, like you are representing, when you're sitting here watching these games, I'm not going to be dumb. I'm not going to be foolish. This is a different team than the team we saw 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. It just is.
No more how you leave, less Zach Short.
Zach Short, yesterday, I saw the lineup. They posted it, and all I saw was the top of the lineup, and I see McGonigal at third, and I'm like, no. That means Zach Short's playing shortstop. No, it doesn't. Zach McKinstry's playing shortstop, and he has a good game. We're at that point now where the super terrible guys aren't in the lineup every day. Now, once Perez still came into the game, whatever, at least it was pinch hitting for Matt Vierling instead of someone else that we would rather have in the lineup. So this is a different team than the team we saw in May. And not only are you realizing that by the record and by the hitting numbers and just watching them play, or that's how I'm recognizing it too. It's just by watching them play. They have a different feel to them right now than the deadness that they had in May. So yes, I'm getting closer to talking myself back, but I have to stay consistent with that monthly sample that I required when we watched them in May.
So what the hell happens in a situation where they're 500, they're either in the final wild card spot or a half game out of it come August 3rd? That's my nightmare situation.
You want me to be honest with you, Ben? What is currently happening right now is my nightmare scenario.
I know. It's tough because here's the other thing, Kyle. It's that, or it's you fall off another cliff and you stop winning games again. There's probably not a scenario where, oh, look at that, the Tigers are in first place in the AL Central come the deadline. I mean, it could happen, but that's the most unrealistic situation.
Probably not first place. You might be in a wild card spot. You might be close to a wild card spot or in reach of first place, but actually in first place, that would be pretty wild.
In a wild card spot in which this is the lone season in the American League where it's like, holy crap, anybody can make that final wild card spot because everybody sucks. Everybody.
And once again, it just all depends on what you feel the goal of this team is. Is this goal sneaking into the playoffs? Or is it, no, if we're just sneaking into the playoffs and we don't feel like we actually have a chance to beat anybody in the playoffs, then what are we doing here?
Now, have a chance to beat anybody or have a chance to beat the Dodgers? I think those are two completely different questions because we have seen teams over the last decade sneak in and get hot, and in the blink of an eye, they're playing in a World Series. We saw it with Arizona a couple of years back.
Texas won the World Series in that way.
That's a great example as well.
Atlanta, same way.
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but Skubal, Mize, in a world where Framber's playing well or pitching well, Melton, I know he didn't have his best outing yesterday, but it's man, this rotation's pretty good. This rotation's pretty good.
Hey, they're doing all this in June right now without Skubal.
I know. That's maybe the most impressive part. And guess what? Sounds like Saturday. He's got a bullpen session today here on Wednesday. If that goes well, your back-to-back Cy Young winner is going to be back on the mound on Saturday against Cleveland, a team he has notoriously dismantled, at least in the regular season.
Yeah, outside of that one game in the playoffs. But yes, on top of that. And he also just hates that team as well. Like, you want to talk about a great time to bring him back? At Cleveland on a Saturday. Like, that sounds perfect to me.
Tarek Skubal in the last 2 seasons. Let's go. Tarek Skubal last 2 regular seasons against the Guardians. Because he is, that's why I'm looking this up off the top of my head. Guess his ERA.
1 something.
No.
Lower? It's a point something?
Yeah.
Are you going to say it? Or
.64 ERA, 4 games against them. 28 innings pitched, 40 strikeouts.
And that's just regular season, so that doesn't even include his awesome outing he had against them in the playoffs last year, not the year before, but
correct.
In the wild card round last season was pretty great, yeah.
Yeah, 5 walks. The walks numbers always kill me with this guy. When he'll have the 8 strikeouts, 0 walks, or he'll go like 2 straight months without walking someone. 2 might be a little aggressive, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's egregious. All right, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Show, as always, is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Protect your home with Bresky Siding and Building Repair. The experts who do the job right the first time, whether you get a leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking a little tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades. They keep your homes running smooth and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back in. We'll circle back to the Detroit Tigers, whether or not you're buying back into this team, what they should do at the deadline. We'll circle back to that in a little bit. Again, at 10:15, we'll do our Curveball Collectibles giveaway for Big Win Wednesday, thanks to Garber Chevrolet. Let's hit the news right now. Make sure we're not missing anything.
The Mits Morning Catch.
Oh, we're missing a good amount, Ben. We got a lot to go over today. A lot of news.
Let's get started.
We'll kick things off with the Covenant Healthcare Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Injury Report. Kind of unexpectedly yesterday, at least we didn't get much news of this happening until essentially it got announced the day of. Casey Mize rehab start for Lakeland yesterday, and it went pretty well. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, gave up 1 earned run on a solo homer, 1 walk, and 5 Ks. He threw just 55 pitches with 36 strikes. So we've continued to discuss what this rotation is going to look like once Skubal comes back, once Verlander comes back, who's making his bullpen or his rehab start today. Now Casey Mize is on pat to come back as well, and it's just like, oof. Now I assume he's going to take another rehab start or two, just because.
You think so?
I mean, I would think so, right? They start him off in single, like all the way down in Lakeland.
I think that's just a weather thing. Like most of the time they send those guys down to most of the time they send them down to Lakeland. It's simply we're trying to keep them out of the rain. We're trying to keep them from pitching in any sort of bad weather, and there was certainly funky weather in the Midwest yesterday.
Sure.
Maybe there's another rehab start. There wasn't the first time that he got
That's
injured.
the only reason why I say this is because it's the same injury. And they talked about on the broadcast last night how they might have rushed Mize back a little bit quick last time.
Well, what if it's similar to what Skubal did, where it's like you're going to have one rehab start and then a bullpen session? That's what Skubal has tonight. And then it's like, yeah, as long as you're fine after those two things, you're coming back. It kind of feels like all three of these guys, Verlander, Skubal, and Mize, are going to be back within the next 10 days.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
I think that's fair.
And all of a sudden, the rotation looks like some sort of resemblance of what it was supposed to look like at the very beginning of the season, in which that got taken away from us in the blink of an eye.
I still don't know what it's going to be. You know, you have those
now
three
that
guys.
Melton's healthy.
Those 3 guys plus Melton and Fromber. I mean, that's just your 5, right? It has to be. But then you have Jack Flaherty. Then it's, I don't know, Jim.
It'd be so easy if the decision as to what to do would be so easy if Fromber just had it, or not Fromber, if Flaherty just had one bad game. This week, if Flaherty just screws up one time.
So you're rooting for it.
I'm not rooting for it. I'm just
sounds like it.
Telling you it becomes a lot easier of a decision if Flaherty gives the Tigers a reason to put him in the pen. But again, for 3 straight games, he's been pretty good. So it's going to lead to a tough decision from Hinch and Harris.
With the expiring, like you still probably don't expect him to be on the team post trade deadline. But if he keeps pitching well, like you actually might get some return for him at the deadline.
Yeah,
so
and if you put him in the pen, you basically
you're throwing
that value in half.
Exactly. So it's a tough situation to be in. Jack Flaherty is pitching on Friday in the series opener against Cleveland. Tigers are back in action tonight, though, at 6:40 once again against the Twins. Fromber Valdez back on the mound for Detroit. against Mike Paredes of the Twins, who is going to be pitching as an opener here. And the Twins bullpen kind of got waxed last night as well, so in an expected bullpen day today, and you have Framber Valdez on the mound for the Tigers, feel pretty good about the Tigers going into Game 2.
You feel good about Framber on the mound? You remember what happened last time Framber was pitching against Minnesota?
Oh, that was that game.
Yeah. Led to the suspension. He had given up 10 runs. A.J. Hinch left him out there to die. I do think we get some zag on Framber at some point. There's no way he's pitched, like, he's a, two-time All-Star. He's been around an All-Star every year. He's not an All-Star, like those sort of numbers. There's no way the year he comes to Detroit, everything just falls
that was
off a
against
cliff.
Boston when he did that. I was like, there was no way that was that long ago.
What
right?
game am I thinking of?
I think he still had a bad game against the Twins. I mean, he's had a handful of bad games this year.
There had to have been a game where he gave up like 10-ish runs to Minnesota.
Minnesota, he gave up 8 runs, yes.
Yeah,
it was
there
his
it is.
third outing of the season. Gave up 8 runs.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, he still went through 5 whole innings, but gave up 8 runs. Yeah, that was pretty tough. Bounced back with a couple good starts afterward, and then obviously the Boston one is the one that we all remember so fondly. So yeah, Framber's been very inconsistent this year. Certainly has not been as good as Tigers fans expected him to be, but he still is. I mean, he's no doubt a part of this rotation going forward.
I am starting to wonder if Chris Fetter has just become an overrated name that people have clinged on to when he fixed all those like random pitchers for a month 2 years ago, and he did something semi-similar last year to where it's like, Scott Harris just keeps bringing in these nobodies, expecting Chris Fetter to fix him up, and he can do it for a couple of weeks. But then you look at, some of the actual starters. Their ERA has just gone down. Like the Tigers team ERA has just gone down 3 straight years. And maybe that's some personnel stuff, but it's also, you got to look at the pitching staff or the coaching staff as well in that.
Gone down or gone up?
Gone up, I guess it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's as much on Chris Fetter as it is like a Scott Harris saying, just fix these random guys that no one has heard of and turn them into good relievers. Like, yeah, that's just not going to work very consistently, even though it worked early on in that tenure. So, good point. Troy Melton, by the way, last night, I know he didn't have the best start ever, but right now, he's 4-1 with a 2.4 ERA across his first 7 major league starts. Those are full starts, not counting any of the weird opener things. And there's only 3 other Tigers to have at least a 2.4 ERA or lower in no more than 1 loss through their first 7 starts. So Troy Melton is already off to an extremely good start in his Tigers tenure, going back to last year as well, and then with his start last night. Okay, let's talk about the Stanley Cup Finals Game 4. Last night, the Hurricanes with a late goal, and then they end up scoring again to top the Golden Knights, even things up at 2 games apiece. It was another time going into the third period where it all tied up, and the Hurricanes scored pretty quickly into the third period, and then they held it the rest of the way.
This has just been one of the better hockey series I can remember. One of the better Stanley Cups I can remember in a long time. I feel like I already said this a couple days ago, I think this series is just destined to go 7 games. And we're destined to get a couple more bloody noses. We're destined to get a couple more crazy hits. These guys just look dead by the end of these games, and you never see that in hockey. But these guys are giving it everything they have, and coaches are letting the line stay out there a little bit longer than normal at the end of these games, and they look exhausted by the end of it. And it's led to some really awesome hockey.
It has. So 2-2 in that series, potentially 2-2 coming tonight. Flipping from the NHL to the NBA, Game 4, 8:30 tonight, Spurs-Knicks back at MSG. The president will not be there this time, so we'll see if there's any sort of the same security for that game at MSG. But nonetheless, it's 2-1 Spurs, or 2-1 Knicks, but the Spurs are trying to win 2 in a row and keep this whole road team winning thing going.
Yeah, I do feel like the Spurs kind of clicked on offense. They stopped just staring Wemby down the barrel and telepathing passes to him when he's posting up at the free throw line at the elbow. And they stopped letting him bring the ball up and just try to drive to the rim, because that's never going to work, because there's so much room between the ground and where he's dribbling that anyone can come and rip the ball from him. Felt like the offense and the ball was moving around so well in Game 3 to where Wemby was just naturally scoring at a very efficient clip, 11 for 18 from the field. So I do think the Spurs might have figured something out offensively. If they can pull this off, tie the series back, going to San Antonio, not that home court advantage has mattered at all for the last couple of years.
Anything, it might be a curse.
this is going to be one of the more fascinating ends to a series. I think they're going to win tonight. I do.
Yeah,
Are they favored?
No, it's the same exact line as in Game 3. Knicks by 2.5. This one's tough because I think you said they figured something out offensively. I think they figured something out defensively as well. Like, they've done a really good job defending Brunson ever since the late spurt that he had in Game 1. I mean, Game 2, they defended him well, too, but in Game 3, it was like...
It's just another thing Harper does in an elite level. Brunson crosses half court, and Harper just is attached to his hip the rest of the possession. It's wild.
Yeah. So, I really don't know. This opened as a 1.5 for the Knicks, and it's gone to 2.5.
I see that one right now.
People are probably going back to the Knicks just because they were up 2-0 as the road team, and that the history of that tells you that they always win. So
the public was on the Spurs in Game 3.
Which made sense, right? I don't know. I don't know if anything makes sense with this home and road stuff anymore. So, yeah, nonetheless, 2-1 Knicks, 8:30 potentially to be a 2-2 series, which I think would be good. I think going into a Game 5 where it's tied up just like the Stanley Cup Finals is, I think that'd be pretty fun. Okay, we'll do one more thing here in the news, and then we will save the rest for later. Let's tie it back into the NBA stuff. Victor Wembanyama will not get a flagrant foul for shoving Jalen Brunson. They typically do this if there's obvious ones that they missed in games. They'll go back and review it and sometimes attach a flagrant, or they'll take one away if it was ruled that it shouldn't have been a flagrant foul.
Yeah, I told you this wasn't dirty.
You're right. You called it. No flagrant foul, though, for Wemby on that.
Do you think there should have been one? Because in real time,
Yes,
I thought there probably should have
obviously.
one seeing the replay, but the more and more I think about it, it's just like, it's not like he did anything violent. He just kind of pushed him away. I sent you the clip of Shaquille O'Neal talking about it. It's just like, yeah, get off me.
Oh, of course, Shaq thinks it's fine.
But that was the comparison I made yesterday or 2 days ago on the show, whenever it was. It's like Shaq's not a dirty player, but sometimes when you're a big, you got to just push guys out of the way and assert your dominance and let everyone know that you can't mess with me. And that's exactly what Wemby did in a non-violent way.
All you asked me was,
dirty.
should it have been a flagrant? And I said yes.
Well, the NBA disagrees. 989-837-6125. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitts. All right, quick shout out to our friends over at Eastman Party Store, your one-stop shop for everything you need before this weekend hits. Whether you're grabbing cold drinks, snacks for the game, or realizing last minute that you do need ice, Eastman Party Store's got you covered. Heading to a tailgate, house party, or just sitting on the couch tonight, make it easy on yourself. Swing by Eastman Party Store. Get in, get out, and get on with your night. Eastman Party Store, quick stop, great selection, and always clutch when you need them most.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mix.
All right, Kyle, let's get to a couple messages here. People are chiming in on Dingler. People are chiming in on the Tigers in general. Let's go to Kyle in Auburn. Kyle says, if we're going to give, not you, Kyle, if we're going to give first-year unproven players Keith and McGonigal big contracts, then why has Dingler not been extended? Hit 13 home runs, 278 last year, and has been more than that this year. Before the 81 game mark, plus a Gold Glove, best catcher in baseball. Dingler has always been one of my favorite guys. I think they should extend him. Yeah, I think in baseball it's so funny because you wait, you get to a certain point, and then it almost becomes too late to extend someone. I mean, why would Dingler sign up for an extension right now for anything less than being maybe not Cal Raleigh money? I think Cal Raleigh got paid off the top of my head. I guess I don't know. I can check that in a second. But now we're like, I'm sure the Tigers would love to extend Dillon Dingler right now. But if I'm Dillon Dingler's agent, I'd just be like, hey, man, we're not signing anything in the middle of this season. We're waiting this thing out. You're going to wait till the end of the season, then see what they have, because you're going to be, you might have an all-star to your name. You might end up hitting 30 home runs. They're not getting any team-friendly deal. That's what I would be telling Dillon Dingler if I was his agent right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you mentioned with the two names that he threw into that mix, Colt Keith and Kevin McGonigal. Two guys that were paid, one before he'd ever played in the bigs, and
the
two
Keith contract is just,
and two like a week into playing in the bigs, with Kevin McGonigal. So there's a reason why they were a little bit behind it with Dingler. And yeah, like you said, it doesn't really give him any benefit of the doubt to sign a contract right now either if you're Dillon Dingler.
I mean, I wish, dude.
Yeah,
he's, as we talked about in the open, he has been the most, I don't know about the most consistent. That's probably been Riley Green, but I mean, he has the best F4 on the team.
Yeah, and let's look at simple numbers too. He leads them in homers and RBI as the best defensive guy on the team. It's that simple. He's been great this year, and I always think there was a stigma with Dillon Dingler. Not a stigma, but did we ever think he was the franchise catcher? Do you ever think he was the catcher of the Tigers?
I started to think that towards the end of the season.
Though, when they brought him up and. No. And even going into last season, I never really thought, oh, Dillon Dingler is the future catcher of the Tigers for the next 10 years.
I mean, he was in the farm system forever. But if you go look at him and
Torkelson,
him and Tork kind of came up together. Everyone thinks it was Riley and Tork that came up together, but it was Dingler and Torkelson that were with each other basically every step of the way. And Dingler just kind of quietly outperformed Torkelson at every level. He did.
And I think having Josue Briseño in the mix always kind of. Not for the Tigers signing him, but it just gave Tigers fans at least a reason to be like, huh.
Yeah, because that's a top prospect. Dingler never really was.
Yeah, he was a top 30 guy, but never was a top 3, top 5 prospect.
Now, and I know people hear that and think, well, why don't they just trade Briseño for somebody better at the deadline? Because Briseño, in my mind, is taking over Spencer Torkelson's job at some point in the near future. Whenever he becomes healthy and can continue, I don't know if he'll start in AAA or AA. I would imagine AA. Because he never played AAA last year.
Yeah.
I would think by the end of next season, really by the start of next season, I would be
sometime
guessing Briseño is
yeah.
now the first baseman for the Tigers. Jay says Dingler's the best catcher in baseball, has more home runs than right now before the halfway mark than he did last year, and is a Gold Glove catcher in a game. Dingler hit 13 dingers with a 279 average last year, already on pace for 48 home runs. Is that right? Is that the math? He's on pace for 48 home runs?
It could be. I don't know. I can't do that math.
I don't think so. I don't think it's quite that much, but regardless, you and I talked about it. 30-plus home runs is very much on the table for Dingler now.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd be kind of surprised if he didn't hit 30 home runs.
He's played in 60 games. There's not 180 games in the season. So not quite 48, but somewhere in the low 40s, high 30s range.
Wayne says, Dillon Dingler, one of my favorite players last year. Even when the McGonigal hype train was going on in the minors, always believed that Dingler could be one of these guys. I think towards the end of last year, I started to think, remember during spring training when you and I did hey, who's someone who could kind of break out? And I said Colt Keith, and you said McGonigal. And then we both kind of looked at each other and were like, are we kind of forgetting about Dillon Dingler? And I don't even think, if you had told me Dillon Dingler broke out, I don't think I would have predicted quite this. This was best case scenario. In a season that has mostly been worst case scenario, what Dillon Dingler has provided for the Tigers and the performance that he's had and how well-rounded of a player he's become, this has been best case scenario for him, without a doubt.
Because that's the thing, the text that we got saying that he's the best catcher in baseball right now, he probably is. Like, just far as this season, as 2026 goes, where you're not taking any legacy into consideration here. Because the other guys that have just a little bit better offensive stats than him, we've talked about Shea Langoliers with the Athletics. He's having an incredible offensive season. He's definitely been the best offensive catcher. But what Dingler brings defensively behind the plate, like, I love looking at his baseball savant page.
Yes.
Because it is just,
all bright red.
It's all red. It's all 95 percentile stuff. Like his pop time, his throwdown time, his frame rate. He's like the best framing catcher in the American League. So all of that stuff is at an elite level. And then you add in the fact that he has been extremely above average at the plate this season, up there with some of the best catchers in baseball. Yeah, I think he has the case right now as the best catcher in the league.
8 blocks above average. That's the 97th percentile. A +5 for framing. That is in the 98th percentile. Pop time, 87th percentile at 1.88 seconds. It's been phenomenal. And the other thing that looks good on his baseball savant page, he has an over 51% hard hit rate. Half the time he gets a hit, he's just smashing a baseball. And he had that series, was it the Tampa series or was it the Seattle series, where he had 11 hard hit balls, which was the most, or tied for the most in Tigers history in the StatCast era.
Wow.
He's just demolishing baseballs right now. Same thing with the launch angle sweet spot, 95th percentile. It's just always coming off the bat at a perfect line drive. Yeah, he's just been one of the more consistent catchers, obviously, in baseball. Let's check in on Cal Raleigh stats, shall we? 161, 18 RBI, 7 home runs. What happened to him?
Well, he's dealt with it. How many games he played in this year?
Let's see. 41.
Yeah, I mean,
he's been in and out, but
he's dealt with injury. Yeah, I mean, he clearly
either way, what is happening though?
I don't know. I mean, it always felt like the Cal Raleigh season was like a
little fluky.
Abnormal. Like he's always been a good hitter. He's always been a power hitter, but what he did last year was unbelievable, and it felt like obviously some regression was coming for him, no doubt. Not like this. I mean, this is like one of the worst seasons he's had of his career.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd be a 7 home run guy at this point into the year. Let's get to a couple more messages here. Have you talked yourself back into this Detroit Tigers team? Darren says, never talked myself out of them. I don't know, man. I think that might be a little bit of a lie. Because I tried to stay positive through the month of May, too. It's just, hey, they're going to get healthy. They're going to be fine. Look around. Look at the rest of the American League. But, man, when you have 6 wins in May, it's pretty hard to never talk yourself out of the season, especially with the way the back end of the bullpen was performing at that time, too, and that's kind of still a concern I haven't really lost in any way. It's not like all of a sudden I feel better about the back end of the bullpen, but hopefully they can add a guy at the deadline if they decide to be buyers, which is a huge if. And then all of a sudden have a 4-headed monster as their relievers.
Nah, I feel like that. I feel like we've gone
too ahead of myself.
I feel like we've gone a little bit off the rails here.
I know. Duff says, amazing what happens to your major league team when your major league bats end up getting healthy and you're not throwing out a AAA lineup every week or every day.
That's a big thing that we talked about comparing this team from May to June. Like, it's just watching them play. They have a different sense of juice because it's not Gage Workman and Zach Short and Wenzel Perez and all these guys in the bottom of the lineup every day. It actually feels a bit more rounded out.
I like this one. Martin says, as long as you keep Jahmai Jones out of the lineup or pinch hit him ever, I'm good with this Tigers team going forward.
Didn't last night. There we go.
Didn't get pinch hit last night.
He's been so bad against lefties this year, which is his whole thing.
I know, and I wonder at what point is it, because Hinch just continues to say when he's asked about it, well, the large sample size outside of just this season is he can crush left-handed bats.
I do understand that, but it does get to
June, brother.
It gets to a point, 100%.
He's hitting 143. It is June. There is no reason to be pinch hitting him in the 8th inning of a game and taking out guys like Kerry Carpenter or Cole Keith in order to do it.
Who, by the way, Kerry Carpenter supplied the only 2 runs off of a 2-run homer off a lefty in that game against Seattle last year, in your last game of the year.
And he still doesn't trust him. I just can't believe they're making the same mistake with Keith.
I mean, Keith's numbers against lefties are god-awful. I get the Keith stuff. At least Kerry can go deep against a lefty. Cole Keith can't go deep against anybody.
He had two kind of close ones yesterday.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
He's
in
had
a game
lot
that there
of
was
those this
8
year.
home runs in.
Still 0 on the year. What is it, 270 days now? 280 days, something like that, since the last Colt Keith home run? We'll be right back with the 10 o'clock hour.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.
The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
$10 o'clock hour, 15 minutes away from our Big Win Wednesday. Thanks to Garber Chevrolet. Curveball Collectibles in studio with us today, helping us give away some packs. That's coming up at 10:15. As of right now, most underrated players, most underappreciated players we have in Detroit sports. Because I would have said, even before yesterday's game, I've been thinking about doing a Dillon Dingler topic for about a week now, and we haven't done it quite yet. And I'm almost a little mad that we didn't do it before that game yesterday, because now it's like, well, no, he's not underrated. He's not underappreciated. Now everyone's recognizing how great of a catcher he is and where he ranks across the league. We just talked about it. No one's having a better catcher season than Dillon Dingler at this moment in time. Do you think he actually has the crown? I guess it wouldn't be a crown. I don't know what it'd be. Some necklace? Bracelet? As most underrated, most underappreciated athlete we have in Detroit sports going right now. Because I think it was Jack Campbell for a little bit. Then he had such a great season that now everyone recognizes how great he is with the first-team All-Pro to his name. I think Asar had it going for a little bit maybe. And then we got to the playoffs, and everyone was like, oh, my God, this guy, like, I think he got recognized as the best perimeter defender in the NBA. I think Dillon Dingler, this is a great spot for him right now.
This is really tough because obviously the recency bias of the Tigers being the only active team that's playing in the city is going to make you lean that way. Yeah, with Asar, I don't think it was ever him. I just feel like I love Asar, and you know that. You know how much we all love Asar. He has a little bit too much of flaws still in his game offensively to, I think, be the most underappreciated player. Now, he's the best defensive player in the world outside of Wembanyama, so like that
best defensive player from this world.
Okay, let's not make this about Wemby. But like you said, that got recognized in the playoffs, and it got recognized like the second you get awards. I think that's when you realize, first team all defense, he was a finalist. Same thing for Jack Campbell. Like, you're right. Jack Campbell was that guy until he was a first team all proer. How can you be underappreciated if you're recognized as the best guy at your position in the sport?
Then does Dingler not even qualify because of the Gold Glove last year?
No, I don't think so. I think he definitely still qualifies.
If he's an all-star, is he disqualified from participating in this? I think it's a pretty...
Maybe then. Underappreciated is a difficult, just area to throw someone in.
Yeah.
Because when do they no longer become underappreciated? I think...
After a game like last night where he goes 4 for 4?
I'll give you an easy answer, and I think this is an answer that you're going to agree with, and a lot of people probably won't. But, Jared Goff is still probably the most underappreciated athlete in Detroit, right? It's just the stigma of but he's not one of the elite guys. Okay, there's only 6 of them in the whole league, man. I think we're all pretty satisfied with what Goff brings to the table year in, year out.
I mean, how can you... If there's anyone out there that's still dissatisfied with what Goff brings, you need to go find another team to root for because he's played like a top 5 quarter. I'm not telling you he is a top 5 quarterback, but if you just looked at the numbers and strictly the numbers, it would tell you he's a top 5 quarterback, undisputed over the last 3 years. Top 5 in yards, top 5 in touchdowns, top 5 in completions. You name the stat, he's top 5 in it over the last 3 seasons combined. So
because I think there's a difference.
Goff was on that for a while, but I think he's another one that graduated where it's now we all kind of recognize, even in a season in which the offensive line was terrible last year, he was still able to put up pretty ungodly numbers.
And yet there still is a large group of Lions fans that the second the Lions season was over, it was but we got to get rid of Goff. And
I just don't think those are real Lions fans.
That's the difference.
Those are just fake people.
That's the difference between underrated and underappreciated. Underrated, yes, people just do have to graduate from that category once they are recognized. Underappreciated, to me, is about the fan base, right? That's what the whole appreciated term comes from.
Yeah, and I think Dillon Dingler fits into the underappreciated, and this is ironic coming after a game like last night. Again, I'm mad at myself that we didn't do this earlier on in the week.
Now feels like a good time to do it, though.
Sure, but I say underappreciated because it's who are the 5 most talked about players on the Tigers this year, last year? It's Riley Green, it's Kevin McGonigal, it's Tarek Skubal, Torkelson, maybe Mize.
I was thinking maybe.
But it's not Dingler.
Yeah.
And now I feel like it should be Dingler. Kerry Carpenter.
Yeah, you're right. And it 100% it should be Dingler now.
And that's why the Jack Campbell comparison is so good, because with all the stars, even just on defense, it was Hutch, it was Kirby Joseph, it was Brian Branch.
Good point.
In terms of looking across the league at your peers that play the same position as you, Jack Campbell's the best guy on the defense. Now, he doesn't have the biggest impact because of the position he plays, but he's just the best guy considering everyone else that plays his specific position and where he ranks amongst the league. And now I'm thinking Dillon Dingler has probably taken the torch from Jack Campbell and is carrying that until he gets recognized as an all-star, if he does this year. Because that's the shame, dude. I think most of the time when you vote for all-stars, it's very much just stats-driven. And Langoliers just has slightly better stats than him on offense. And I feel like he's just probably going to get voted into the All-Star game, especially with the A's having a better record than the Tigers too.
I just do think that we might be mixing underrated and underappreciated. And I do think that there is a big time difference here. And Dillon Dingler, even when he is announced as an all-star, I don't think that takes him away from being underappreciated.
Okay.
Because you still have, that's why I asked you the question this morning, and you'll probably see it on our social media page at some point this week. Straight up, who's been the best player on the Tigers this year?
At 4 would tell you Dillon Dingler.
Right. But I think
By a lot.
most people are just instantly going to think between, okay, is it Riley Green or is it McGonigal? Is it Riley Green or McGonigal? Do I want to count the Scooble injury? Like, how much is that playing into this? Whereas Dingler just probably is the answer.
Yeah.
Which would then say he is underappreciated. Now, I'm trying to think of a wing here. Brandt did throw, if you're talking wings, I'd say Mo Sider or DeBrincat. So,
I mean, Sider just was a top 5 guy in the Norris Award.
And I also think the Dylan Larkin trade request is adding an appreciation of the guys who are still on the team, right?
I guess the guys who didn't request a trade get brownie points.
Yeah, I think so,
I don't
right?
know.
We
I
might
think
as
the
well-
Red Wings fans are very adamant about, like, they all know
Yeah,
how good Mo
yeah,
Sider
you're
is.
right.
I don't think he's underappreciated.
We've got some more YouTube chats. I'll read them off now. Michael says, I think you are underappreciated when people keep wanting to talk about trading you or who they could replace him with, which is fair, right? That means you're not appreciating the player that you have if you're always talking about replacing them or trading them, situations like that, which I think is kind of another fight in the golf battle, right? People are always just like, oh, but what if they had a better QB? What if you can't win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff?
Maybe that's more of the fan, like a typical fan's perspective. I've gained more appreciation for Jared Goff every year he's been here. Like last year, maybe the biggest leap that I've had with him of like, this offensive line sucks and he's still putting up pretty good numbers every week. I didn't think the reason that team missed the playoffs last year, 0% blame goes to Jared Goff. Maybe 5 at most.
Yeah, probably has to get at least some.
Yeah. That's why I moved it to 5.
But yes, I'm with you. It's still a very small fraction.
If we're talking about players that are constantly in trade rumors,
I mean, Scooble doesn't
Duran
count.
No.
And Duran,
Has Duran become underappreciated because of how bad the playoffs were?
but he was so bad. Like,
I know.
we can't say that. Like, he was so bad to the point where, I honestly, I can't include him for that one. Kevin in the YouTube chat says, this player is definitely not underappreciated by this particular show, but Penei Sewell's level of dominance is not recognized by this everyday Lions fan.
Penei Sewell underappreciated? No, those two things don't go together.
Yeah, certainly not on this show, Kevin. He also says the Detroit City Football Club forward Darren Smith.
Sure.
Had to throw that in for Kevin.
What about Laporta? That's a guy that you and I threw in trade rumors earlier this week.
Well, we didn't throw him into trade rumors. There was a literal trade thing that came out. We were just kind of talking about the idea of it. But
This is also the second time we've done that this offseason. And it makes sense.
And we're kind of both on board for it.
Yeah.
Depending on the return.
Plus,
Laporta could be a good one.
Plus, you look at the offensive skill guys, and he's just the 4th most talked about player, the 4th best player probably too, with J-Mo and Amon-Ra Gibbs. And then you look at what happened the second Laporta was out last season, and all of a sudden they could not block on the edge. Jahmyr Gibbs couldn't get anything going on the outside. They lost a really reliable 3rd down target. I think I've told you, I think Sam Laporta is one of the more underrated guys, not just on the Lions, but across the league, just because he has those other options on offense. Whereas if he was on a team the way that Trey McBride is, where he's the number 1 option, or a Tyler Warren for the Colts, he could be putting up some pretty crazy numbers.
Yes.
So maybe Laporta is that guy.
Laporta's a good one. That definitely is a good answer because, like you said, I agree with you in the fact that Jack Campbell no longer can be the answer for this.
But he's also been a Pro Bowler.
So if you're going to pick the Lions one, yeah, but he's coming off a year where he was pretty forgettable. Not from Lions fans, but just overall in general. Like,
just because he got hurt?
Yeah, he was down the totem pole and just even before he got hurt. It's not like he was having an unreal season.
What are you talking about? He was on pace to break all his rookie numbers.
Was he having an unreal season?
I wouldn't say he was having an unreal season, but he was on, would you say his rookie season was kind of unreal? Because I would.
For a rookie.
Yeah, and he was on pace to, shatter all of those numbers.
Sure, but like I said, for a rookie.
What was it? Last year, 489 yards through 9 games. 12 yards per reception. He's going for about 54 yards a game. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's unreal. I'm not dogging him or anything. I'm just saying, I think that's adding to a reason why he's underappreciated is all I'm saying.
Wait, Sam Laporta was a second team all pro guy his rookie season? Oh my God.
I still think Goff would be my overall answer for this, but
more than Dingler.
I think more than Dingler, but Dingler is the Tigers' answer. The Tigers don't really have another one, at all.
No, I don't think so.
Unless we're just saying we're not really recognizing the year that Riley Green has had because but I think at this point we all are.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's out there. The Riley Green haters have been quiet for a while, which is ultimately a good thing.
Yeah.
989-837-6125. All right, let's do our Big Win Wednesday giveaway. When we come back, Curveball Collectibles in the studio with us for our giveaway at 10:15. So stay tuned. We'll give you the keyword in just a few moments. If you've got boring floors, sand, shower, Premier Tile, and stone, they're here to rescue your surfaces from the snooze zone. These folks, they turn tile into art. I'm talking kitchens, bathrooms, backsplashes, fireplaces. If it holds still, they'll tile it beautifully. Giant selection of fancy stuff. I'm talking about porcelain, ceramic, natural stone, and materials you probably can't even pronounce, but you're going to love them. That's Premier Tile and Stone, where your floors get fabulous and grout gets glorious. Should tell you the 10 o'clock hour is brought to you by our friends over at Aired Insurance Group. Aired Insurance, they're all about putting you in a better position, whether you're talking about home or auto or life insurance or business coverage. They make sure your protection actually fits your life. If you're looking for a team that takes the guesswork out of insurance, this is it. Be sure to go follow Aired Insurance Group on social media to stay connected and see how they're helping people every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on one.
All right, it is that time of the week. Big Win Wednesday, thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet. Today we're giving away this awesome package from Curveball Collectibles, owner of the shop, Mike Wilson, here with us live in the studio. How's it going?
Great. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing good. You got to tell us a little bit about these packs that we're opening up. I'm not like the biggest card guy. You're obviously the expert on this, but you were telling me before we went live, this one's brand new, right?
That's a good one that came out about a week ago. It's got 3 hits in it. It's usually 2 autos, 1 relic, a lot of numbered cards, and the top prospects are going to be in that product.
So
Eli Wiltz is on the cover.
So if you are watching on our YouTube stream, this one right here is the one we'll be giving away. Who are we chasing on this? Who's the top guy that we could
You're
get?
chasing Eli Wiltz. You're chasing the top kid with the Brewers. What's his name? Jesus Made.
Okay.
It's top guys like that, like top 100 prospect. They have autographs and relics in them.
Let's give away the key word here for people to text into. Let's go with curveball. Text in curveball for Curveball Collectibles to 989-837-6125. We'll pick a winner here in the next 10 or 15 minutes. In the meantime, Mike, tell us a little bit about how Curveball Collectibles got started, how you are, where you are now, the different locations that you've changed up, where you guys are. Just give us a little rundown of the business.
Curveball Collectibles started a long time ago when I was probably 9 years old. That was in my mindset at that time. I wanted to be a card shop owner. Life happens, and then we get to where we were in 2017 when we opened in Pinconning, Michigan. From there, we opened at SVRC in 2019, had 2 locations. COVID hit. We moved to Old Town, and now current location that we're at on Center Road in the township. We've been there since 2021, and we've expanded from 3,000 square foot to 6,000 square foot.
Looks a little bit different, the hobby now versus what it looked like when you were 9 years old.
Oh, when I was 9 years old, it was 3 products. If you're collecting baseball cards, it was Topps, Donruss, and Flair. That was it.
Now, what is it?
It is Topps. It's Topps and Panini now in Upper Deck, but Topps will release 30, 35 new products of each sport per year. When I was a kid, it was 1 product.
Per sport per year.
Per sport per year. It was Topps.
Now it feels like there's just unlimited options.
Yeah, there's limited options. There's different price points. We always promote in the store, collect what you like.
And it feels like you guys, I mean, whenever those new products are coming out, you guys have them in store right away. You've texted me a handful of times like, yeah, we got something brand new in the studio, or not in the studio, but in the shop right now.
Yes, like today we have 3 new releases today. We have Top Series 2, which we're going to open some packs of those. That's flagship. We're going to be chasing Kevin McGonigal, SSPs, JJ Weatherholt. Murakami's got his first rookies for Topps in this product as well. We also have Topps Chrome V Friends out today, which is Gary Vaynerchuk product that was really big last year, and we're one of a handful of hobby shops in the entire state that even have the product.
That was my next question. How do you like get a hold of these cards when they do come out? You said they came out like last week. How do you guys have so many of them already? And then
we're
obviously
direct.
You guys are the ones that supply them to the Great Lakes Bay region, and people come in and can buy them.
Yeah, we're
from a consumer standpoint.
we're Topps direct. We're Panini direct. We're Upper Deck direct. We're Leaf direct. We're direct with all the major companies.
So you partner up with them. They give you them ahead of time and then tell you when you can start selling them?
Yes, we usually get them a day or 2 before release, and then they're on the shelves right when you walk in the door on release day.
You ever sneak peek?
No, we're not
Open a
allowed
couple?
to. Not allowed
Really?
to. Not allowed to. It has to be done 9 o'clock in the morning is the first time we can do it on release day.
Is that when you guys open up?
Yes. No, we open at 11, but that's the place and play. From Topps, that's what time they want you to sell the products.
You guys have had pretty good business so far. I mean, you guys have been there for a while, like you said, over in Saginaw. But were you surprised by the draw that you guys have been able to have in the Great Lakes Bay region since you guys have opened up there? Did you ever think it could grow as big as it has?
I'm not surprised at all. This was the vision the whole time, that we were looking to expand the way we have. People come into the store and they say, man, I want to open a shop. I want to do this. You make it look easy. It looks like it's easy. It's not easy. It's a lot of work behind the scenes. It's a lot of long days. It's a lot of work, and when you get home, it just doesn't happen overnight.
Want to rip some packs?
Let's rip some packs.
All right. While people texting, by the way, not just the box that we're giving away. We've got a couple cool hats as well. We've got 3 T-shirts here, so you're not just going home with a chance to win some pretty awesome baseball cards here.
And then we're going to give a box of the new stuff away today as well, too, a blaster box.
Yeah. So
we got 2 boxes to give away today.
Excited about that.
Yeah,
Did I not grab the other one? I think I left it over there. But yeah, we got a couple different boxes to give away today. Baseball, your number one. Is that how you got into it in the first place?
Baseball was that was my sport.
Yeah,
for sure.
Still is.
For sure, it's the top of the notch all the way.
What do you think about the Tigers season so far?
I'm okay with it. We do a lot of sports talk in the shop as well too, because it's like a barbershop theme in our store.
Yeah.
And sports gets talked about all the time. And I told all our customers, just relax. We went through this in August last year, and everybody was going crazy. And I'd rather go through it in the beginning of the year and get hot at the end.
So tell us what we're chasing in these ones that we're opening right now.
Well, right here's the first card right here. Colson Montgomery, really good rookie last year too. He's having off to a really good season for the White Sox. Surprising team in the Central. Didn't see that happening.
I don't think anybody did.
No. They kind of remind me of the Tigers a couple years ago. They just come out of nowhere.
Yeah. So what else? What about these ones? These ones are a little shiny. I've got 2 different Conley early cards, 2 different colors.
Okay, that's a parallel. It looks like right there, sky blue. Wow, that's the same pack.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Back-to-back cards in it, and then I
He's
got the Chase
a
Dillon
really
one too.
really good rookie pitcher for those guys for the Red Sox.
Tell me this is ones to put it on the side.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. What about this? The Chase Dillon card.
That's a good card too. It's just an insert. Cam Schlittler is a really nice rookie in this product too, and I just hit that one as well. We hit a rookie right there.
The Schlittler.
And it looks like the oranges are exclusive to the Blasters as well. Got a Wyatt Langford orange right there.
Oh, nice.
I remember when this guy was drafted and Tigers fans were going crazy that we didn't take this guy. I was great with taking Max Clark because we weren't ready at the time for a Wyatt Langford.
No.
And Max Clark's 3-4 years younger than this guy, so we got more team control over the long run with us.
Jeter?
Yes, nice. Yeah, you get the legends in here, Hall of Famers as well.
Oh, and the guy we were just talking about, Cal Raleigh.
Hey, man.
The
Ben's
good
favorite
Cal
player.
Raleigh card.
I seen this season coming with him last year, just like we're talking about Dillon Dingler. I invested, and I told my customers to invest into Dingler rookie cards, and they're 10x right now compared to what we paid in the offseason. I just seen a 35 home run season, 80 RBIs, another Gold Glove, hitting 270. I seen it coming. I'm not surprised at all by what's going on with Dillon Dingler.
Are you surprised in what's happening with Raleigh this season? Because I think there was some regression too, but what's happening this year is kind of crazy.
I thought there'd be a fall off, and then people are trying to say,
World Baseball Classic.
World Baseball Classic, enhancing drugs. There's no enhancing drugs anymore. The way these guys get tested, I'm sure Dingler hits 2 home runs last night, and right when he goes to the dugout, he's getting swabbed. That's just how baseball is now.
Yeah.
And if you're doing it, you're going to get caught. I think injuries have taken a place with him this year too, and the amount of games he played last year, and their deep playoff run. And the position
World Baseball Classic.
And the World Baseball Classic.
Somehow just affected everybody for some reason.
And if you look at his stats across the board, he's progressively got better every year. When you look at the home runs for Cal Raleigh, I think at the end of the day, when you look at stats on the back of guys' baseball cards, which I like doing still, by the time the season's over, if they're healthy and they got enough games, and they'll get to where they're usually averaging a year.
Got anything good over there?
Nothing big yet.
Any of these ones? I got Jackson Merrill.
Yeah, the inserts are really nice. Oh, Chase DeLauder.
Is that the one that I got?
That's the true rookie. Chase DeLauder made his major league debut in the playoffs last year. Doesn't happen much. I think David Price was the last one to do it.
This one too?
Yeah, that's
the
nice
same
one
card?
too. Yeah, DeLauder's nice.
Having a great year, too.
Yes, he is.
All right.
No Murakami. That's who I was hoping we'd hit out of here.
You tell me which one of these is the best cards we got. I'm trying to show the camera as well. Rolly Munez, Jackson Merrill, Cal Raleigh, Jeter, Chase DeLauder.
It's going to be that early, I think. That early. It looks like the blue. Is that blue numbered?
Which one?
That blue parallel film. We'll check the back. No, it looks just like it's a blue, like a sky blue. But you got 2 of the same guy in the same
Is that funny?
back. Yeah, that's good.
Does that not happen very
I
often?
mean, we hit a Sandy Koufax All-Star throwback. We'll
There
take
we
that
go.
being Dodgers.
What's the top value card that we got on the board right now?
Probably $5. Cam Schlittler is probably $5 to $10 right here.
Nice. Awesome. You open
If
all
we were going
yours?
to trade Scooble, that's where I wanted him to go. I wanted him to go with the Yankees in the offseason. I wanted that guy to be a package.
Schlittler?
Oh, yeah.
That would have been great.
Yeah, with all that team control you get with that guy, too.
I feel like it's we were talking a little bit about this before you came on. I feel like it's probably Dodgers are bust in terms of the package getting back for Tarek Skubal right now. It feels like obviously they've got the best stuff to offer in terms of the hitting prospects that could come back for the Tigers.
I've seen things out there. I just don't like what people are kind of projecting for that to happen. I would love to see if we're going to trade Brewers, because I think they got one of the best farm systems in baseball, but they're not going to pay the money that they're going to need to pay him to keep him. If we trade him, I still think we have a shot to re-sign him in the offseason like everybody else is going to get a shot. So it ain't going to be like the Jack Flaherty thing, but his agent's going to be wanting the best deal in place.
989-837-6125. We said the keyword to text in was curveball for you to get a chance. What? Tell me the name of this box again.
That is 2026 Donruss. It's a hobby box. It's got 3 hits, which is usually 2 autos and 1 relic. You're going to get anywhere from 5 to 10 serial number cards per box. You're chasing Eli Willits, Jesus Mate, Kevin McGonigal's got autographs in there. It's a really good product.
And then we're giving away one of the blaster boxes we just opened as well. So a chance to get all those cards we just named. Plus, who'd you say the top one was in that one?
That's Murakami. You're chasing Murakami rookies in that Cam Schlittler. It's the top rookies like that.
Why is that one more valuable than like the McGonigal one?
McGonigal's going to be really valuable because he doesn't have a true rookie in this product. So by true rookie means a rookie that you can pull in every box. He's got SSP golden mirrors, so they're image variations. So does J.J. Weatherholt. Murakami's got his true rookie. They're going to hold Kevin McGonigal back to Topps update. That's where his true rookies will be that you can pull abundance of.
So those two, the blaster and this big one, the 2 hats, and then the 3 shirts, all available. We're going to pick a winner here as we're sending it to break. Mike Wilson, we appreciate you joining us on behalf of Curveball Collectibles. Big Win Wednesday, as always, is brought to you by our friends over at Garber Chevrolet. They understand what it takes to get you a new car. If you're looking for something new or a used car right here in Midland, I promise you, Garber Chevrolet, they're going to take care of you. Bought my first car there last summer. The whole process was smooth. No stress, just straightforward. Whether it's a new car, quality used vehicle, team knows how to get you in the best position possible. Place you can actually trust to purchase your ride. Mike Wilson, we appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
All right, when we come back, we'll have our winner picked out. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on one. on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, we have selected our winner. We're waiting to hear back from them in just a moment. So as soon as we get a confirmation text from them, we'll announce who it is. Check your phones if you did text in, because we're trying to reach out to you to make sure you are able to come pick up these awesome prizes. All right, with that being said, time to take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, I've got NFL.com's Dark Horse MVP candidates.
Oh.
There's 9 of them. Kyle, I'm going to name the person, and I want you to tell me floor to ceiling how shocked you would be if this person won MVP.
The ceiling is the roof, right?
The ceiling is the roof, correct.
Okay.
So it'd be like if I told you, hey, Blake Miller won MVP, that'd probably be a ceiling. If I told you Mahomes won MVP, that'd probably be the floor, which would be a 1. All right. So these are your 10 dark horse candidates. Just to be clear, the favorites to win the MVP this year: Josh Allen plus 600, Lamar Jackson plus 750, Drake May plus 850, Burrow 900, Stafford 900, Herbert 1100, and Mahomes plus 1300. That's
Herbert better odds than him. Wow.
That's up from a plus 1100 a couple weeks ago. Maybe he isn't playing week 1. Interesting.
So I'm basically just saying like how likely I think it is, 1 to 10, right? It's basically what I'm doing here.
How shocked would you be?
Yeah.
Number 9, Bijan Robinson. How shocked would you be if Bijan Robinson won the MVP?
And 10 is I'm the most shocked.
Yes.
I mean, if Bijan
Well,
Robinson...
it's floor to ceiling, not 1 to 10.
See, I don't really understand the floor to ceiling thing. I would rather just do like a 1 to 10. I'm the most shocked.
All right,
It's
fine.
10.
Yeah, no, we can do that.
Because like the floor, if I'm going from the floor to the ceiling, then what, like 6 foot tall would be...
You don't get I just don't think you get it.
No, I definitely don't. I can't comprehend. I would be pretty shocked if Bijan Robinson won the MVP because he's a running back, and running backs don't win the MVPs anymore. Now, if there were to be one that wins one, it'd be him or Jahmyr Gibbs, probably. But that would also mean that the quarterbacks would have to have all had no good years. Like, all the quarterbacks would have to be bad.
And Atlanta would have to be a 1 or 2 seed.
Right, great point. Yeah, this is like an 8.5. Yeah.
All right, next up, a quarterback, Kyler Murray, as a dark horse MVP candidate. 1 to 10, how shocked would you be if Kyler Murray ended up winning the MVP?
Look,
the storyline's there.
Look, dude, the storyline is there. I think the Vikings are going to be good, but I think the writing was on the wall for this exact scenario 2 years ago. They had the coach of the year. They went 14-3, and Sam Darnold, was he ever in a talk for MVP? No.
Well, not realistically.
He was never in talk to win the MVP. So I do think Kyler Murray's legacy going into the season is better than Sam Darnold's was going into that season, so maybe that plays into it. And I think comeback player of the year is up for Kyler Murray 100%.
Yeah.
The MVP, it's lower than Bijan Robinson because he could just have a great year and Minnesota could be really good and he's a quarterback. But it's still very high. It's still like a 7.5. I'd be very shocked.
All right, what about the guy who's having a little bit of contract issues right now, Baker Mayfield? What if Baker Mayfield won the MVP? How shocked would you be 1 to 10?
I think this is a pretty similar going down from Kyler Murray. Baker Mayfield, if you remember correctly, the first 6 weeks of the season last year, we were like, Baker Mayfield might win the MVP.
We all knew it wasn't going to actually happen.
But he was having an elite start to the season, and obviously it really tailed off for not just him, but for the Bucs in general.
Yeah,
so
when they couldn't win a game.
It's less unrealistic than those other two, but it's still Baker Mayfield won the MVP, and he's already in contract talks too. I'll give it a 6.5. I'm going down by 1 every time here.
All right, how about number 6 then? Jalen Hurts. No more A.J. Brown. What if the Eagles' offense all of a sudden starts clicking again? My issue with this is I don't think Jalen Hurts is all that good.
No. Jalen Hurts would have to have good stats and throw the ball. And the amount of times he threw the ball 1 time in a half last year, and now they got rid of A.J. Brown as a top 10 receiver in the game, Like, Kyler Murray has got a way better chance to win the MVP than Jalen Hurts does. This one is like a 9. You have to have numbers. You have to put up good numbers to win the MVP. Hurts has no good numbers.
Yeah.
It's like a 9.
I'm with you there.
Right now, his team is probably going to be the best, or at least has a chance going into the season to be the best out of those, but Hurts is not winning the MVP.
I just don't think Hurts has the ability to sit back in the pocket and actually read a defense. He's like a 1-read, 2-read type of guy, and if those two guys are open, he tends to panic.
Yeah.
And his version of panicking is escaping the pocket rather than hanging in there, waiting, being able to take a hit and deliver a throw on time. And if that's not the case, I'm sorry, I'm not betting on you to win MVP.
I agree.
Number 5, Sam Darnold.
Okay, so now, like, going into this season, Darnold now has the factor of, like, won a Super Bowl, has had 2 really good seasons in a row. Because random guys don't win the MVP, right?
Never.
Sam Darnold no longer is a random guy, and I do think Baker Mayfield almost fills into the random guy thing. Darnold could win the MVP. Like, there's going to be a push for him this season coming off of a Super Bowl to be like, see, Darnold is elite. He really is turned into an elite quarterback. I'm going to give it still like a 5, but it wouldn't be like the most shocking thing in the world, honestly.
This one's really
But
interesting.
he threw the most picks in the league last year.
And had the most turnover-worthy plays, which is why I just never really got it. Number 4, Jaden Daniels. You know, there is a world. What if Washington has 13 wins? I mean, he'd have to be playing like an MVP because he has no weapons. There's not any good running backs. Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk are potentially his top 2 targets.
Brandon Ayuk.
Terry McLaurin's still there. Like, if the team was to have a tremendous amount of success from a team standpoint, the only explanation for that is Jaden Daniels playing like an MVP. Then again, I don't think he has the supporting cast to win MVP.
No, but this one is the lowest out of any of them, right? Like, he's got a better chance to win MVP than all those other guys. So
his MVP odds might be shot after 3 weeks when their first 3 games are at Philly, at Dallas, and versus Seattle.
Sure.
It could be 0-3 after that.
I'll give it like a 4.
Number 3, our guy, JG16, Jared Goff.
Jaden Daniels has a better chance to win MVP than Goff.
I just don't think Goff will ever win MVP.
That's the thing. It's gotten to the point where he has had the MVP like type of numbers
3 years in a row,
and was never really even in a real consideration for it. There was
even
always
the
like
year they won 15
there'd
games.
be a couple week stretches like, should Goff be the MVP? No, this is like a 6. Yeah, there's just no chance.
If he didn't win MVP the year that they won 15 games and was like top 5 in every statistic for a quarterback, he's just not going to win MVP.
Yeah,
They
it's
won
actually like a
15
7.
games.
I mean, I don't know what else he has to do. So, yeah, there's no way.
Here's a good dark horse for you. Number 2, Trevor Lawrence. Is this too random of a guy? Former number 1 overall pick, former can't-miss prospect.
But he really ended the year
to
great, man. Like, he really ended the year strong last year. And he was in MVP talks, right?
I don't know if he was quite an MVP talks.
But he was like the 3rd or 4th favorite at the end of the year.
Yeah. And if you just took like week 8 to week 17 into consideration, he had a real chance to be like that stretch's MVP. He was just terrible at the beginning of the season, as he's been for most of his career. But again, as I've alluded to a lot of times, I think it's mostly a coaching thing, whether it was Urban Meyer or who was there before or after Urban Meyer?
Doug Peterson.
Yeah, Doug Peterson. Like, he's never had an offensive guy as his coach until Liam Cohen comes around, and look at that. Liam Cohen's got him looking like one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL.
I do think it is still unlikely, but, like, is he more likely to win it than Jaden Daniels? Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'll go with like a 5.
I think the team is just better.
I'll go with like a 5, yeah.
Last one. Keep it so sturdy, Brock Purdy.
Big Brock Purdy fan. And he was injured last year. No, the Niners are due for some major regression, I think. I think this is like
Even
a 6.
with the third place schedule?
Yeah, I think this is like a 6. Purdy's not winning the MVP. I love Purdy, though. I think he's better than a lot of the quarterbacks we've said already.
I just don't think the
I think
Shanahan
he's better than
system
Lawrence.
allows for
Sure.
a quarterback to win MVP because it's going to funnel through McCaffrey. It's going to be a lot of just like, not dink and dunk, but it's a spoon-fed offense, you know? And
Yeah.
it's not a knock on Purdy. He runs it to perfection nearly. But, yeah, I don't think it can happen in a Shanahan offense.
I think it's
so the
more-
most likely person is Trevor Lawrence of all the guys we
Lawrence
just
or
named?
Daniels, I think.
Or
I can't really decide.
Or Darnold.
Yeah, I would put those two above Darnold still. But who should the MVP should have been, though?
989-837-6125. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9. The Mitt. We'll be right back. Keep going with the 10 o'clock hour.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mix. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Myth.
All right, so we got our winner for Big Win Wednesday. Congratulations to Josh from Hemlock. You are going home with that awesome package courtesy of Curveball Collectibles. Pretty cool stuff there. We'll have more giveaways from them coming up throughout the rest of this summer. All right, Kyle, let's get into a couple more messages regarding whether or not you believe the Tigers are going to, whether or not the Tigers are coming back, or the Dillon Dingler stuff, because I do think he has become maybe the most underappreciated player that we have here in Detroit sports. I think he is, man. So let's go ahead and see what some other people have to say. Jake agrees with you, though. It's hands down Jared Goff was the text we got from Jake.
Yeah.
Eric says, Zach McKinstry, he played nearly everywhere on the baseball field and tends to step up in clutch spots.
I think
Zach McKinstry's still hitting below the Mendoza line.
I think I've figured out Zach McKinstry, by the way. I was thinking about this, and I'm happy that somebody texted this in. Yeah, he's still hitting terrible this year.
179.
But he had a good game. He had a triple last night, which was cool.
519 OPS.
I figured out Zach McKinstry. He truly is the guy that he elevates the team when the other players around him are good and playing well. He's the role player that only works if he's on a good team.
He's a glue guy.
He's the glue, but they have to be doing well. Because the second the Tigers started spiraling out of control last year as well, remember, the all-star Zach McKinstry was not the all-star Zach McKinstry. He was not an all-star at all.
Yeah.
And then when the Tigers are bad all of this year, Zach McKinstry is not any good. When they're playing well, that's when McKinstry really gets elevated. That's when you can really utilize him as a tool. Oh, he played shortstop and center field last night, and yet all of his innings this year have come in right field and second base and this and that. Oh, and he can come up clutch like this text says. Yeah, he does last year when he was an all-star and the Tigers were good. So I think there's a world where McKinstry at least elevates from the rest of the terrible guys group that we've kind of placed him in.
I mean, yeah, he's shown he can do it.
Yeah.
He's an all-star.
And I'm fine with him being in the lineup as well. So
I think my thing with McKinstry is I'm glad he's here and I'm glad he's a part of this team, but basically anytime he's in the starting lineup, there's a better option. Whether it's second base, third base, shortstop.
Is there right now?
Maybe not right now
Not
when
right
Javi
now.
Baez out, but essentially everywhere you put him in the field, it's just yeah, there's a better option. That's my whole thing with McKinstry.
That's fair.
It's nice to have someone who can play any position on the field, but he doesn't really excel at any single one of them.
I certainly like him more than Matt Vierling right now, even though he has worse numbers than Vierling, but Vierling has just been pretty rough.
Vierling's at bats, he looks like he's swinging a shovel at the plate. Just the swing is so slow.
And he made that goofy play in center field last night. What is he doing?
I don't know. And he made that awful play in center field a week and a half ago.
Miss Parker Meadows, man.
I do too, and we haven't really got too many updates on him other than he's completing daily rehab. That's what every injury report says.
That's
I don't
not
really
good.
know what that means.
That means there's no real update, right? That's just he's rehabbing.
TJ says Jake Rogers. He's kept us going as a catcher through the years when we've needed good catcher to throw out runners. Dingler's above him now, but it's always been Rogers. I feel like he was a little bit
Jake
of a fan
Rogers?
favorite. He's not underappreciated. He's not good.
Right. He's a fun dude to have around. That's about it.
Good clubhouse
good
guy.
vibes guy. He was Scooble's catcher for every time for the longest spot, and then they're like, hey, this guy Dingler is just way better than you at everything that you do.
Yeah. Travis says probably some offensive lineman. That probably is true. It's not Sewell.
Probably some offensive lineman.
It's not Sewell, but is there a world where it's Tate Ratledge is actually the most underappreciated
No,
guy
he can't be after 1 year. I think the answer years for a longest time would have been Frank Ragnow, and that was obviously pointed out to us the year that he goes away. And who knows? Maybe Taylor Decker will be the answer for this if Blake Miller's not going to be great.
What? No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Let's check in on Taylor Decker. What team is he signed with? Oh, look at that. He's still a free agent. Probably should have retired, buddy. Probably should have hung it up. All right, 989-837-6125. By the way, you and I are going to be live from the Dow Championship on Thursday and Friday. We're going to bring all our equipment over there after the show today, make sure we're all good to go. I cannot wait for the 2 shows tomorrow. The sun's going to be on the other side of us.
We have 2 shows tomorrow?
The 2 shows the next 2 weeks. 2 days, sorry. Wow. Next 2 days, we're doing the show from there. We'll be in a perfect spot to where we're outside, we're enjoying the nice weather, but the sun's not absolutely cooking us. We get to overlook hole 18. We won't be chirping anybody.
It's going to be sweet.
I cannot wait.
And we get to watch golf. Like,
Great
that's
golf.
always pretty fun. Best golfer in the world, Nelly Korda there, fresh off of a major win. Sheesh.
Can't wait. Hope you guys are making your way out to the Dow Championship at some point this weekend, opening ceremonies tomorrow. All right, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. 11 o'clock hour on the way. Dingler homers, Carpenter homers, Riley Green homers, and just like that, you can't even say don't let the Tigers get hot because it's too late. The Detroit Tigers are hot, winning 6 of their last 7 games. Are you buying back into them in any way, shape, or form right now? That's when we come back in the 11 o'clock hour.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
$11 o'clock hour on the way. Look at that. Tigers pick up a win yesterday. They've won 6 of their last 7 games. They are officially hot. Quite a bizarre game yesterday that ends up going till, well, I don't think it wrapped up until past 11:30 with the 2-hour delay. Get all these solo shots, all these lead changes. Nonetheless, Riley Green hits his 3rd home run in June. Kerry Carpenter hits his 3rd home run since returning to the Tigers on May 29th. And Dingler hits his 15th and 16th home runs of the season. He has now hit more home runs this year than he has in his previous 2 seasons with the Tigers combined. 14 total then. Now he's got 16 sitting on the year, which leads the team. I think the big story coming out of yesterday is not just the fact that Dingler has 2 home runs, not just the fact that he goes 4 for 5 with 11 total bases, but the fact that now Dillon Dingler in F4 leads the team at 3.0 and is the 8th highest F4 across Major League Baseball. That is just some incredible stuff from a guy who we've been talking about being one of the more underappreciated players across the sport. I don't know if he can be underappreciated if he's just simply been the best player on the team so far, and that F4 number would suggest that he has been. It was a really fun night at Comerica Park. I like the delay games because in the later stages of them, 8th, 9th inning, you've got people who are just up way past their bedtime. Crowd gets a little bit, I don't want to say emotional. That's not the right word. They get a little rowdy, though.
I mean, it dwindles down, too. Like, a lot of people leave, you know?
And then it just ends up being this really rowdy crowd who the people are there are truly committed. You've got re-signed Scooble chants. You've got, people just acting like lunatics. Really fun crowd last night. I was a big fan of the way that everything unfolded. It was a fun night at the ballpark.
I thought you weren't a fan of the rowdy crowds, though.
I never said that. I
Well,
said I wasn't
like
a fan of the guys who
guys.
take their shirts off. No, and that didn't happen yesterday.
But that's certainly rowdy.
No, that's buffoonery.
Buffoonery.
I might have just made that word up.
I kind of like it, though.
It's a wombo.
Anyways, yeah, a weird game. Nonetheless, I don't like to delay games. I know you say you do. I don't, because it means you're up way later than you want to be, and like a lot of people leave the games. And there was a good amount of time in that game early yesterday where they didn't even know if they were going to continue to play it, which was scary because it's like you don't want to send Troy Melton out on a day that maybe this game actually ends up getting delayed and postponed or whatever. But it ended up working out despite the crazy weather that was in downtown Detroit. Troy Melton got lit up a little bit, mainly just from the home run standpoint. It's not like he was like really getting killed.
I mean, he gave up 4 bombs.
With like 10 hits, I think, too.
You can't do that.
But
I'd say that's getting lit
they
up.
were jumping on him early. I mean, like, because they said this stat during the broadcast last night that in his sample size since coming back, he had the least amount of pitch per inning of any starting pitcher in baseball. So he was just like going out and dealing. That's why he went 8 innings in his last outing, because he was so efficient. So Minnesota was like, okay, well, he's attacking the strike zone early to try to go through these at-bats quick. We're going to swing early. And obviously that worked out. I think 3 of the 4 home runs were first pitch swinging. So it is what it is. Luckily, the Tigers offense backed him up, and Troy Melton still got a win out of it, which is great.
Yeah, it almost doesn't make sense how good the Tigers offense has been 10 days into June. 7 games that they've played. They rank second in home runs with 17 of them. They've played 2 less games than some other teams across the league. And they rank 3rd in total runs. And again, they've played less games with 47 runs after scoring 81 total runs in the month of May. This offense was dead. This was a non-existent offense. They were the worst offense in baseball. And just like that, the calendar flips over to June. And almost like someone waved a magic wand, they have one of the hottest offenses in baseball, which is why I'm refraining from saying don't let the Tigers get hot. No, when you win 6 or 7 games and your offense is as hot as it's been and you're hitting the home runs that you are, they are hot. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Whether or not they're back, whether or not we think they're, what they're going to do at the trade deadline, again, like that is a conversation that will be had. I promise you, it will not go away. But as of right now, taking this 7-game sample to consideration, the Tigers are hot right now. And if you're a Tigers fan, don't overthink it. Like, just enjoy the moment that you're living in and recognize, yeah, this baseball team's playing pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's what we've talked about. They're in a spot of waiting right now. You can't make your decision on what the Tigers are going to do in 2 months right now when there is a lot. I mean, think about how much has changed just in 10 days. Like,
I know.
They're 4.5 back of a wild card right now, and we had talked about, man, at the end of June, if they were 4.5 back from wild card, I would have been like, okay, like that's decent progress.
Something.
And it's already been shifted like that in a third of the month. And so what does that mean for the next 2/3 of this month? Are things going to get even better? Are they going to be 1 games out? Or are they going to get worse and be back to 6 games out? Like they easily could revert back to the team they were in May. The likelihood of that happening, I think, is low, though, because you look at just the lineup that they're putting out right now versus 2 weeks ago, it's substantially different.
It is pretty funny to me that a team can go from so bad to so good, and the fan base, and myself included, can just write them off essentially in May for good reason. You don't get to win 6 games in May, and fans still believe in you. What really is the saving grace is not just the fact that they play in a crappy division. It's the fact that the American League is as bad as it has ever been here in 2026. So it is truly hilarious to me that 15 days ago, we were so defeated. Like, oh my God, this Tiger season is over. They're never going to be able to bounce back. And just like that, 2 weeks go by and you're starting to feel pretty optimistic. That's what happens when you're able to win 6 of your 7 games that you've played. And now you've got a chance to make it 7 of 8 today. That would make it 3 consecutive series. And then you've got a chance to play the first place Cleveland Guardians this weekend with Tarek Skubal coming back on the mound on Saturday if today's bullpen session goes well at Comerica Park. Like, that is maybe, hey, they're already hot. Okay, want to know what could put some gasoline on this fire? Is bringing back the 2-time Cy Young winner earlier than we expected when we initially heard he was going out.
Do they even need him, though?
Come on. Are you saying trade him because they
Come
don't
on,
need
who
him?
said that? No, I'm just kidding. You obviously need to bring him back no matter what, because if you do plan on trading him, you want him to prove to the other GMs that he is healthy and ready for a playoff run. And I think it's worth another conversation. I know we harped on this yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, but now that Casey Mize has also had his rehab start, you said it earlier in the show, it feels like all of Skubal, Verlander, and Mize will likely be returning to the big league ball club within the next 10 days, maybe even the next week. I mean, Verlander and Skubal are going to be here by the weekend, by Monday. And so Skubal obviously sounds like he's for sure coming back on Saturday if everything goes well in his bullpen stint today. What are they going to do? Like, I still cannot figure it out. It feels like Kiner Montero is for sure like, okay, you're the odd man out, but also there's still an extra spot up for grabs. Because that Saturday slot.
I think it's Verlander. I think Justin Verlander ends up coming out of the pen to start out. And then when Flaherty inevitably screws up, Justin Verlander gets put back into the rotation. They basically ask him to be the Kershaw, be an ace of all trades, or jack of all trades. You're going to come out of the bullpen for a little bit, might move you into a starting role at some point. They've already said they don't want to do 6 different guys in the rotation.
Yeah, I'm against that as well.
And it's almost like a way to continue the rehab. It's like, yeah, we're not going to let you go out there and throw 5-6 innings. Sorry, we're just not going to do it. We'll let you throw 3, and then when we know for a fact that you can go out there and do that consistently, that's a chance to get back into the rotation. I think it's Verlander.
It's just like, the theory makes sense. I'm with you in the theory of it all. He came here. Like, Kershaw spent his whole career with the Dodgers, and it was something that they actually needed out of him. Verlander chose to come back to Detroit to be a starter. And it's not like he's been bad. He just hasn't played. He's been hurt. He gets to lose his spot because he's been hurt. But I also don't know what the other option is.
I'm starting Flaherty to the pen. But again, Flaherty's been good for 3 straight games. Are we just for
sure that Troy Melton is in it?
Oh.
Because I'll go back to what I said on Monday, and I disagree with it, but at the beginning of the year, Melton was not going to be in the rotation when he was healthy. Like, if he was healthy. He was
I don't
not
know
going to.
If that's true.
Whose spot would he have been in? We know it's true. It was always
he would have been on the
Skubal,
team.
Fromber, Mize with Flaherty and Verlander. That was the 5-man rotation, no doubt about it. And it's probably a reason they went out and got another arm because Troy Melton being injured anyways. But, and with Kiner Montero, it's just unfortunate for him. But, yeah, he's probably for sure out of it. I just think that if I'm starting to lean more that maybe Melton is the odd guy out when everybody comes back.
I hope not.
I hope not either.
President and treasurer of the fan club of his.
Is almost like hey, this is the final season of you doing a little bit of a hybrid role, and then next year you're full bore into the starting rotation. You're a starter for the rest of your career.
Let's just ask ourselves this. Let's simplify it. Do we really think Justin Verlander is still a better pitcher than Troy Melton? And that's not like there's no right or wrong answer.
I don't know.
I guess I'm just
I mean, it's how do we know the answer to that? Verlander has not pitched.
right. There's only one way to find out. 6-man rotation. No, I'm just kidding. They could do that, but I don't think they will. 989-837-6125. Are you starting to believe in this Tigers team once again? I'll tell you this. The 11 o'clock hour is brought to you by Yetter Insurance. Life happens fast, and at Yetter Insurance Group, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yetter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can talk to. That's Yetter Insurance Group. We'll be there when you need us since 1940.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Let's go to the mid messages here, see who's buying back into this Detroit Tigers team. There's some people that claim they never fell out. I don't know. Maybe that's true, but at the end of May, it was like, what are you even saying about this team by the end of May? I think I stayed in it as long as I possibly could, and then like the last week, I was like, I give up. And then, of course, as soon as I give up.
Well, you said it. I think your exact process was, no, I'm refusing to give up on this team. And then they had that game against the LA Angels where they just totally blew it.
And the White Sox. It was the Angels and White Sox series back-to-back. I was like, I give up. I'm done.
Yeah, like we literally had the show the day after. I was like, this was the worst loss of the year. Right after you were like, I'm not done on this team. But I do, I will say, you say, how could people have said that in May after what they did in May? Probably because it was May. It was like John was implementing that to us the whole time. We were freaking out about the Tigers. And I still think, it's easier for you as an outsider and not a fan of the team to be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you'll figure it out. But it is just May. And a lot of things can change, especially in a year where the entire league is just down. There just is not an outlier teams, and there's not a lot of quality teams either. So I think that was the reason why some people never gave up. I certainly did, and I'm not even saying I'm back from giving up yet either. Still a ton has to change, but I could understand how some people didn't.
We got a text from Eric that says, Melton and Montero, put them in long relief or bullpen roles, cut some of the trash that's there now. See, if you could still find use of Melton and Montero, that'd be the most ideal, because we know for a fact Melton can be an ideal long-form reliever guy, some insurance for Jack Flaherty when he has his blow-up starts. Montero, I think we've never seen Montero in that role, but he's earned his spot on this team. I think it'd be pretty deflating for him and everyone to send that guy down with the way that he's pitched for the Tigers this year. At least let him contribute to a major league team.
They'll still be on the teams. Yeah, I mean, they're still obviously going to be on the team.
Then you get
like
to get
Emmanuel
rid of, like,
DeJesus is gone. Yeah, like he's just, I mean, he already got DFA'd before, and then they brought him back. Like he's obviously gone.
Drew Summers, bye.
Yeah, whoever the heck that guy is.
He looks like a 30. He looks like a 20-year-old going on 42. It's really weird. I have no idea how old he is.
And to this person's point, we have discussed about if Jack Flaherty just had one big blow-up start, then this would be a lot easier for them to probably make this decision, which I don't necessarily know if I agree with, because he has put together 3 starts in a row now where putting it all on one might be an issue. But is this game for Flaherty on Friday, I know we have a couple days until then to talk about it, is it like the must-win version of a start? Right?
It's about the closest thing you can be.
Like if he has another game, and it's the lead off of that series, which is going to be once again another very important series, just like last night's game was. I know how weird it was. Taking game 1 of a series that we're saying you have to get 2 of 3 in is of course very important. And
Absolutely.
So it feels like for Flaherty, hey, if he balls out, he's just earned his spot no matter what when these guys come back. And if he has a terrible game, then some weird conversations are going to be had.
It's like Survivor. Like you win a challenge. It's like, congratulations, you are safe this week.
Yeah, for now. Until your next
now.
start. Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't be voted out for now.
Yeah.
Survivor reference. Nice job, Ben.
Thank you. But then if it's a bad start, it's like, oh boy, this guy's on the chopping block.
Because then it's weird. If it's a bad start, then it is weird, because I still don't think they're going to kick him out of the rotation, but we certainly are going to want them to.
He's also a $20 million player at the end of the day, which I hate to break it to people,
matters.
It shouldn't, but it does.
All that stuff matters. And how much you are paid 100% plays, especially from a team that doesn't have a lot of guys that are paid anyways. Owen says a bad start from Flaherty might. I'm assuming he means it might kick him out of this.
Yeah. I think that's about as close as to a must start, must win type of game that you can have if you're Jack Flaherty. Especially with the Mize factor of it too coming back. Are they going to wait for all 3 of these guys and just elevate them all at the same time?
I think Verlander, Mize, yes. The fact that they are technically still pitching a 4-man rotation right now, and there's an open spot for Saturday, yeah, Skubal's just getting at that spot. But Verlander,
why would they
Mize,
not call
yes.
up Verlander now anyway? Verlander's healthy.
Verlander has
He's
his
ready
rehab
to go.
He has rehab tonight though.
He's
still
second
has
one. He felt great about himself afterwards. They said they felt great about his first rehab start. There's not really an explanation for the second one other than we just don't know what we want the rotation to be.
No, they literally gave us an explanation. They said since it was such a long time since he has pitched, they want to build up some sort of volume before he is back. They wanted to do more than just one start, basically. They want to make sure he feels good health-wise. It's not even just like getting blown up. It's just like do another one.
The way Verlander was talking about it, he was making it seem like it didn't make sense to him. I'm fine. I just pitched. I don't know why I have to do another one. I don't want to be in Toledo anymore.
I could see them doing the Verlander-Mize thing at the same time.
The elevation.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll give Mize a second rehab start. I don't think that's necessary. You gave him his one, let him do another bullpen session or something, and then bring him up. They need him. I mean, they're winning right now without him, but he's been
that's why
so
he
good.
got injured again. You know, like they didn't take the rehab process probably as slow as they probably should have. Gary says, I don't see Verlander being healthy and available for the rest of the season. At some point, he will be hurt again.
I mean, that's one way to look at it.
Probably a safe assumption to make, but like,
I don't know.
Does that mean he shouldn't pitch? Like, I don't really understand.
I think it's cautious pessimism to say. I think it's totally fair to say I don't want to rely upon Justin Verlander to be healthy the rest of the season.
Good point.
I don't think it's like I'm predicting him to not be healthy.
They have 8 starting pitchers, so or 7, whatever it is.
Jim says, I'm glad they're doing better now, not ready to pay $20 a month supporting this garbage team that we saw in May. Great point.
Not ready to. So you just did, like, you haven't all year?
I think he's saying, like,
that.
if they would have continued playing the way that they were in May,
right.
it might have been time to cancel the Detroit Sportsnet package.
Yeah, no, it would have to get really bad for me to get to that point.
Larry says, Benetti and his goof troop certainly know how to completely waste time during a rain delay.
Yeah,
I don't know if this is a knock or a compliment.
I think it's a compliment because I think that's where Benetti really shines.
It's amazing.
And he gets to show like why he is such a he is the best like host as a play-by-play broadcaster because that feels like how he does the games.
He's a conversationist.
He is hosting
point
essentially.
Guard.
Yes. And so situations like that, yeah, he's so great. And like that's where Dirks gets to shine too. I know it wasn't Dirks last night, but like that's where he gets to shine the most.
Dirks was around last night though.
You're right. Yes, he did.
I don't know why, because he wasn't on the game.
That's right. Because he was. I didn't watch much of the rain delay stuff, but I did see the clip of him up there with them. Yeah, that's a good point.
Then the game started.
He probably was on. He probably was on radio. With Dickerson, and then just popped over. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Benetti is one of the best conversation point guards that exist. I would guess every color guy, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, they like doing games more with Benetti than anybody else. It's nothing against the Harlans of the world, the Breens of the world.
I don't know. I don't think it's everybody's cup of tea. Jim Jackson, when he did the game with Benetti, it was really, in college basketball here, it was really awkward. You could tell that they had never worked together. And, I mean, Benetti is like, he does like to talk about non-sports stuff during the games. And some guys,
for baseball.
It is perfect. I agree. But I think some people, it's not for them. And for a more older generation. And so if you get a color guy like that, then it sometimes might not work.
I do feel like we're just hanging out with Benetti and Dirks and Daniela. And that commercial cracks me up every single time with Petrie. It's such a good commercial.
It's pretty good, yeah.
It's better than the nonsense that Detroit Sportsnet played for the first month of the season where they played the same 2.5 ads.
Yeah, did you know My Chemical
again.
Romance was coming to Detroit?
Yeah, I knew that, and I knew, what was the other one?
Car Shield.
The Car Shield one drove me crazy. You'd have to guess where the baseball was under the helmet every single commercial break as well. Now they actually have like real commercials, like a real TV.
They're still recycling the same ones, but
but it's not Car Shield every single time. God, that guy! I don't know who that guy is. I hate him for the rest of my life.
He's budget Morgan Wallen, dude. That's like his whole bit to try to like look like. I don't even know who it is. Yeah,
it's some guy who played in the league. I looked up his
Matt
stats
Vierling's in one of them
average.
too. Oh, really? It's an actual big leaguer? Yeah.
Once upon a time, yeah, it was. Yeah, I do like just throwing them on in the background for the rain delay. It's a good time. 989-837 what? 97. Whoa. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben. But I think that Car Shield doing it in the deep voice really got me. I don't know if I liked that. Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt. Already told you 11 o'clock hours presented by Yiter Insurance. What I didn't tell you is you got to support the pride, the passion, and tradition of Northwood University athletics. From packed gyms to big plays on the field, the Timberwolves compete with heart every single day. Catch all the action and cheer on Northwood athletics as they continue building champions in competition, in the classroom, and in the community.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, let's make sure we know everything. We're in the scoop. We're not missing anything. Let's make sure we know the news.
The Mitts Morning Catch.
All right, Ben. Knicks Spurs game 4 tonight. It's 2-1. Spurs have the advantage, or the Knicks have the advantage, sorry. But the Spurs are trying to get back to tie things up after every road team has won so far. Knicks, once again, are 2.5-point favorites tonight at Madison Square Garden. It was a crazy environment in New York after game 3, and that was after a loss. So what do you think? You think Spurs do it again tonight? We're tied up 2-2?
Yeah, I think the Spurs figured something out in those games to where suddenly Wemby scoring a lot more naturally. Castle and Harper seem very unafraid, and them driving to the rim is creating space for Wemby to, finish plays above the rim rather than him taking the ball up and trying to play iso ball from the top of the key. So I do think they figured something out offensively, and then to your point, their defense was just putting on a clinic versus New York in game 3 too. So I do think the Spurs tie this thing up going back to San Antonio.
Okay, let's move on. Do you want to talk some GOAT debate?
I'm always down for
because
some.
LeBron James did an interview with Time Magazine, and he was asked about, who's the GOAT? Because, of course, it's just such a creative question to ask someone. And he says, I'm not taking nobody over. I'm not taking nobody. Does that mean I'm taking everyone? I'm not taking nobody over me, LeBron James said when asked about who the GOAT is. He said there's no question. He said, but I think Mike will say the same thing. Kobe would say the same thing. Magic would say the same thing. Bird would say the same thing. Yeah. I don't think any of us are going to take anyone else.
Yeah, that's a good answer, because why would you?
Man, what a good answer.
Why would you? That's why he's the GOAT. Why would you think that anyone else is? If you think that anyone else is better than you, then you're probably not fit to be the GOAT in the first place. So, yeah, I don't have any problem with LeBron calling himself the GOAT.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about a thing we discussed yesterday, and that was the whole debacle about Brendan Sorsby returning back to Texas Tech. Well, the Big 12 athletic directors and the Big 12 commissioner had their meeting yesterday. It was without Texas Tech's athletic director, so basically every single one of them except for him met to just figure out, hey, man, what's going on here? And basically nothing came out of this as far as what they're going to do. It was just an open-ending discussion about, what are they going to do? What we got from this is that the Big 12 ADs are united that Brendan Sorsby should not be eligible to play next year. They also discuss several different pathways of how they could punish Texas Tech that are legal, that they're allowed to do, that get by this legal court ruling. One of those was that was discussed, is that they could not be allowed to participate in a Big 12 championship game, which in the Big 2-6, and that would be at the Big 2-7. Championship games don't even really matter anymore. So, it
would be in the Big 2-6 still.
It'd still be, yeah, you know what I mean. They just don't really matter that much anymore, so that one's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but if it's a chance to punch your ticket in.
Right, exactly. So they basically were just discussing the ways that they, as a conference, could suspend and punish Texas Tech for this, and they were also trying to figure out a way for none of them to play them as well. All of those were outlined and discussed at this meeting, and it sounds like they are going to meet again as a whole with the Texas Tech athletic director in next week or something like that. So we're going to continue to get more and more conversation about this. It's pretty funny, too. The Texas court scheduled Brendan Sorsby's trial against the NCAA because he is going up against the NCAA now since they said he couldn't play and the court ruling said he did. Well, he's going to sue him.
Shocker.
That court ruling is scheduled for February 8th, 2027, 2 weeks after the College Football Playoff National Championship ends. So just after he gets it through a full year of college football.
Right.
In case he loses, of course. Makes sense. It's a tough story. We're going to continue to follow it, though. Okay, we discussed it earlier, but Justin Verlander, he has his rehab start with the Toledo Mud Hens tonight, his second one. We're hoping everything goes well so that JV is, take all the talk about who's going to be the starter, should Verlander be in the bullpen or not. I just want to see Justin Verlander pitch at Comerica Park, man. Like, it just has I want the nostalgia. I want the when I was a kid factor. I want all of it. I'm just very excited to watch Verlander pitch again. And so if this is the final step closest to that, then I'm very happy.
It's nice that he's been hanging out in the dugout.
Yeah.
And he's just been around throughout the entire process of rehabbing. I don't think tonight's tickets in Toledo are going to be $700, so a chance to go see a big leaguer, future Hall of Fame guy, if you're in that part of town. I'm with you. I want to see him in a Tigers uniform again, because right now it almost feels like, I'm trying to think of a good example of like something that, in theory is good, but it never actually came to fruition. Like, you never actually saw him play.
Right.
Because we have not seen him play in Comerica Park yet. It almost doesn't feel like the season's happened. It's like a dream. Like, oh, remember when he signed with the Tigers,
June.
And then he never pitched for the Tigers?
It's like Alex Cobb, kind of.
Kind of like Alex Cobb. Yeah, that's probably the best example I have.
Legend, too.
No.
It's just like Verlander. Okay, in the Chicago White Sox game yesterday, their rookie Braden Montgomery hit a 2-run walk-off home run in his MLB debut. Pretty cool stuff for Montgomery doing this. The White Sox are having this like miracle type of season. They've been one of the more fun teams to watch. Their ballpark is finally getting packed. Like that home run he hit last night, the walk-off, the place was packed and going nuts. Good for Chicago, good for the White Sox. I'm still rooting against them, of course, because we want the Tigers to pass them. Braden Montgomery was selected the pick after Bryce Rayner in the 2024 draft. Rayner was the 11th pick, I believe. Montgomery was 12th. He was drafted by the Red Sox, part of that big-time Garrett Crochet trade right after he got drafted. But just wanted to toss that in the news. Also in the news, Brandon Ayuk. We're going from Braden to Brandon. He's back talking about the 49ers. You know how yesterday, what did I say he said? They're scared to trade him, is what he said?
Yeah. They're scared of me.
Yeah, well, he went back on Instagram yesterday, and this one, it was a much more direct shot at the 49ers. He's called the 49ers stupid and dumb.
Oh, got him.
Yeah.
You got him, dude. Oh, my God. How is John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan ever going to recover from being called dumb and stupid?
He called them stupid and dumb, saying that they were the ones that paid me. They're stupid for paying me all that money. They're dumb. Yeah, they are, because look how you're acting now. You know what? You actually might be right, Brandon Ayuk. I own that guy in a dynasty league, and
you're never getting anything.
Shame. I should probably just waive him. I really probably should.
Yeah.
Couple more things.
Good, man. He was good.
He was good. Is the key word there. The Bengals have restructured Joe Burrow's deal, freeing up $10 million in cap space. I don't really care about that. Here's a good one, though. The Browns' QB1 decision at the end of minicamp is unlikely, Todd Monken says. So the battle for who's going to be the starter in Cleveland, it's still up for grabs. This is a 3-man battle right now, too, between Deshaun Watson, Shadur.
Who's the third? Gabriel?
I was like, did you hear that noise? It was my Kevin Magana goggles falling down. They're still back there. And Dillon Gabriel. Yeah. So we don't know who the quarterback is going to be yet.
When has a quarterback ever been decided in minicamp?
We know who the Lions quarterback is going to be.
Well, like with a quarterback battle, I know you know what I meant.
World Cup pool play begins tomorrow. The U.S. plays Friday night. Yesterday, though, in a friendly in Auburn, Alabama, Lionel Messi scored a penalty shot late in the game against Iceland. He was did not play a lot in this, and then at the end they threw him in because the people of Auburn really wanted to see Messi, and they did, and he scored.
Is that where Messi's at? He doesn't even play for Argentina that much anymore? Like, he doesn't really substitute in?
Well, I think it's just because it was a friendly.
Oh.
I think. I don't know a lot about soccer.
I was going to say, there's no way that's the stage of
I mean,
the
he's
career
obviously... No, there's no way. Yeah. But I just... they went pretty crazy when he scored, so that was cool. Like I said, tomorrow is when the World Cup pool play begins, with the U.S. playing Friday against Paraguay at 9 p.m.
How do you say it like that? Paraguay. Isn't it Paraguay?
I think it's Paraguay.
Maybe it is.
That's how I say it.
Okay, so...
All right, Pop, are you good at geography?
I'm okay at it.
What continent is Paraguay in?
South America?
Hey, there you go. I was like, is he going to get it confused with Uruguay? You said you have something, because I have one more thing.
I've got something for you. So, regarding the World Cup. So, who do you think is an NFL team with equivalent odds to win the Super Bowl as the United States is to win the World Cup? I'm not going to tell you the odds.
Wait. Sorry. Say that one more time.
So, who do you think is a team adjacent to Team USA in the NFL in terms of winning a Super Bowl?
Like similar odds?
Yeah.
But you're not going to tell me the odds?
No.
Okay, but I think I did look at this. US is, I think they're somewhere in like the 5 range, I think. I could be totally mistaken, though. I would say a team that is similar to win the Super Bowl. What if it's the Lions? Is it the Lions?
Not even close, my friend.
Oh.
The Lions are like one of the favorites.
I thought they were like 5th or 6th.
They are 5th.
So the U.S. is not 5th or 6th?
No.
Oh, see, I was just completely wrong. Aren't they favorites to win their group?
Yeah, I don't think that means all that much. The U.S. is plus 6,000 to win the whole thing. So that's like saying the Steelers or the Commanders are going to win this. The Commanders are plus 5,000 and the Steelers are plus 6,500. So
we're not going to win.
So the U.S. has just as good of a chance, a better chance to win the World Cup than the Steelers do to win the Super Bowl. It's more likely that the Washington Commanders win the Super Bowl than it is the Lions win the World Cup, or than the Team
US.
USA wins the World Cup, according to
that sucks.
Sportsbook.
Yeah, I mean, me talking about the World Cup updates in the news over the next couple weeks is just gonna be like when John does the news.
What do you mean?
It's just gonna be rough. I don't know nothing about soccer in the World Cup, so that's fine. I do want to. I know we're done with the news, but I do want to talk about this because I know you want to.
Yeah.
The White House card is this Sunday in UFC. UFC 250 is what they're calling it, the Freedom or whatever. Dana White had, over the weekend on Pat McAfee, and I think earlier this week, just had a couple of things to say about the White House card. You're nervous that it's not going to happen, though. Is that the word on the street?
Well, there's supposed to be some rain, and I don't think there's like a canopy over it. So I'm a little afraid that it gets canceled.
They got to build one, though, right? They have to.
You would think so.
They can't cancel this thing.
You would think so. I would be so incredibly disappointed with the card that they have set up with how incredible it's supposed to be. I'd be really disappointed if the White House card didn't happen on Sunday. I've been looking forward to this for months.
Yeah,
we don't talk UFC on this show all that much,
yeah, we
or
do
ever.
like a little bit.
We'll throw it in the news.
I mean, Monday we're going to be talking about this.
Yeah, it's the story of the weekend.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about it heavy after, of course, the Tigers have had back-to-back sweeps, but
there's like
it'll be like
names
the 10 o'clock hour.
8 different matches, and usually it's obviously 5 matches or 5 fights. There's 8 fights, all of which have a household name in them, even for casual UFC fans.
But anyways, Dana White, one of the comments he said was that fit Tom Aspinall. If Tom Aspinall was fit and healthy, he would 100% be fighting against Alex Pereira on a UFC White House card. Obviously, he's not. Pereira's fighting Cyril Gane, so that was always the fight that we want to see, right? Pereira versus Aspinall. It's one that has been kind of avoided for quite some time now.
Well, no. I wouldn't say it was avoided because this is the first time that Pereira's ever fighting.
Yeah, but it's always gotten talked about. It's always been talked about.
I think the thing that was always talked about was John Jones versus Pereira. The thing that got avoided was John Jones versus
Jones and Aspinall. Correct.
Yeah, that's the thing that got avoided.
You're right.
I
was getting that mixed up. You're right. So yeah, Pereira obviously is not fighting Tom Aspinall, but Dana White did say Alex Pereira with a win versus Cyril Gane passes John Jones as the GOAT.
I agree.
Of the UFC.
I agree. He'd be the first guy in the history of the company, 20 plus years, to have a title in 3 different weight classes. McGregor didn't even do that. And he was the double champ.
Yeah. We'll end with this. John says, there's not one household name on this card. No McGregor, Rousey, or John Jones.
Pereira is a household name, I think. I think anyone who has any idea of what's going on in the UFC knows exactly who Alex
is.
Pereira
That a household name, though? Like a household name is just I go to any house.
Well, okay,
Not
how about this then? The White House card isn't for the casual household. It is for UFC fans.
Oh, it's not for you, John. That's what he's saying.
That is what I'm saying.
For you.
989-837-6125. We'll do our 3 traditions to close out every show when we come back here on the Ben Bosscher Show.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, we have 3 traditions to close out each and every show. The first tradition we have is, in fact, our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Yeah, let's do our lock of the day dance. Let's do we've won our last 2 days dance. Is it 2 or is it further than 2? Is it only 1? I know we won yesterday.
Yeah, you've won 3 days in a row, Ben. Won the first 2 days of this week as well. June, going pretty good. 5-2 so far in June. You are now 2.97 units up in June, so just under 3. You're exactly 2 units up on this week. And my Taylor fade has just still been going crazy. 8 in a row. 8 straight.
What about on the year? What are we on the year?
Like your score?
Yeah.
10.23 units down.
Oh.
But you can get back to single digits today with a win, which you have not been since late April.
It's not bad. May, I mean, I had May like the Tigers. Good
Well,
God.
April was your May you went up. You went up in May. April was your terrible month. 10 units down in April. I mean, how is that even possible? You went into April 3 units down and left April 14 units down. Yeah.
It was a tough month.
Yeah.
Believed in the Pistons maybe a little bit too much.
Oh.
Okay. Today I'm going with Victor Wembanyama to score 27.5 points, over 27.5 points, that is. Game 3, as I've alluded to throughout the course of today's show, it was the most efficient he had been from the field in any of the finals games. He was 8 for 11, shot 61%. I thought the Spurs moved the ball around in a very natural way where Wemby was able to score naturally rather than giving him the ball at the free throw line and letting him try to drive or dribble to the rim, where pretty good chance he gets stripped or the ball gets stolen from him. So I like the way that the Spurs offense is moving around. I think it favors Wemby in terms of the scoring. And then down the stretch of the fourth quarters of these games, that's when you can feed Wemby the ball, and he's come through more often than he has not. Even in the game in which he kind of fell apart there and missed the shot and had the turnover, he still was scoring hella down the stretch of that game. So I will go with Wemby to score 27.5 points. He's also shooting 83% from the line in these finals so far, 10 attempts per game. Little bit of speculation that the Knicks, after Mike Brown just started going nuts in the post-gamer, might get a more favorable whistle. I think if the Knicks are going to get a more favorable whistle, it comes in the fact that they're shooting more free throws, not the Spurs shooting less free throws. Because the way that they're guarding Wemby, I mean, they're harassing him. He's just going to continue to get to the line. And he's going to keep knocking him down. So I'm pretty comfortable taking Wemby's over the rest of the finals as long as it's still 27.5.
I'm going to fade today.
Wow.
I think the Knicks' game plan has to completely shift after Game 3. They were just like letting Wemby catch the ball in the paint. Like, what are they doing? So, I mean, that doesn't mean I think like he's going to have a bad game. I think he could have 25 points and have a great game. He could have 27 points and have a good game.
He could have 20 points and have a spectacular game.
Okay.
He can with the way that he defends on defense.
Yeah,
you saw the possession.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's why I'm fading.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, that's our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Next tradition, game of the day.
Game of the day.
Goes without being said, it is going to be the finals game for Spurs versus Knicks tonight. Looking across baseball, we got a Shohei Ohtani on the mound, which is always worth watching. We've got Rangers, Royals. Nah.
Last night you had Skeens versus Ohtani, 3 plate appearances as well. That was pretty cool. I wish they would have pitched.
This Athletics Brewers series has been fun because it's in Las Vegas. That's another one that's maybe worth watching. But come on, it's for sure just the NBA Finals Game 4. So that's our game of the day.
Game of the day.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
No love for Loon's day game today for game of the day.
It has to be a night game, remember?
But it might be a night game too. Doubleheader.
Yeah.
There's John would answer my text, dude.
John ghosting you.
Yeah, is the Loons doubleheader? Is the second game right after? Is it set for a later time?
He's got other priorities to respond to nowadays.
He's got to reply in the chat, you know? Oh, you're right. Yeah. Yep.
Let's do our final tradition, that is predicting what Colin Cowherd opens with. What do we think? What is Colin Cowherd going to open his show with today? What's the score? Whose turn?
It is 60-59. I won the race to 60. I got it right yesterday, checking to see whose turn it is today. It's my turn to go first today. So I'm going to choose, it feels like the Knicks is probably just the answer. I'm going to choose Wemby lead today. I'll go with Wemby lead.
Why did you get a point yesterday?
Because he led with basketball. You
What did
picked
I
the
pick?
Sorsby stuff.
Oh, okay. And you're going with Wemby?
I'm going with Wemby lead today, specifically Wemby.
Can I take a Knicks-centric lead?
Sure.
Yeah, then I'm gonna have to go with the Knicks. That's all I got. I don't know what else.
Yeah,
it could
I don't
even
know. I don't have much either. I mean, like, unless he talks about this LeBron thing.
No, he's not gonna.
He will talk about the World Cup at some point, but not yet.
He might mention it in the open, but I think the actual topic will be Knicks. That'll be my guess. All right. Appreciate everybody for listening today. We are back and live from the Dow Championship tomorrow from the Midland Country Club. I'm excited. Can't wait. We'll talk to you guys then. Like and subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We'll see you guys tomorrow at the Dow Championship. See you later.
The Ben Bosscher